Hey everybody, welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to debunking bad science on the internet. And today we have Doc
Woo!
Dino.
Hello, it's been a little bit.
It has. So, a couple of weeks ago, Grayson was on, and we were doing I think it was a Roger video, and Grayson was like, "Oh, I would pay to see Roger come over here," and I'm like, "Well, Doc said he would totally do that, but we're both busy." And Grayson was like, "Well, what if I set it up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we would totally do that." And I'm like, "Well, but we need a what do you call it, like a evolution or biology guy or geology guide." And
It
I
depends
was
on what the
thinking,
topic is, right?
I know,
An oncologist.
yeah, because Roger is all over the board. And I'm like, maybe we get somebody like Dr. Dan to talk to him. And then so I get this message like almost immediately in Discord. It's like, "I won't
No.
find you if I'm not on that panel."
Oh, yeah.
I,
Man.
I mean, come on. Like, how could I not want to at least talk with Roger? I would be civil. I would be nice.
You
But the
would
man
it would be
needs to take a
perfect.
G100 course.
But I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. So I'm like, you know what? I can get you on my show on my show sooner if it's just you. He said yes, absolutely. So welcome back, Dr. Dino. We haven't had you on, and God, it's been months.
It's been a while, yeah. Since last fall, I think.
Yeah. What have you been up to, buddy?
Been up to quite a bit. Been up to quite a bit. Last time I was on, I was living out in Wyoming hunting for fossils.
Hmm.
I have since moved. I am now living back at home as I get ready to go back to university this fall. Woo!
Yay! What's your major?
So I'm not going into grad school, sadly. I'm going for an education major.
Okay, no, that's
I
great. I
it's,
I think that's perfect because you're a great educator.
I appreciate that, but funding in paleontology is even tighter than normal right now.
Yeah.
No
So a
shit.
lot of grad programs are. It's really hard to get into a lot of grad programs. Like a lot of them might be admitting one or two students at most, when they would normally accept like five or more. It's that bad.
Yeah. No, I'm hoping that lets up in the next like 5 years or so. But
I hope so, but I thought teaching would be a decent fallback plan until
it would.
then.
I honestly teaching more people, and we need more passionate people like you, getting kids involved. And oh, my camera's being weird again. Getting kids involved and engaged and wanting to contact their congressman to put more money into funding for science. Like, if you can't get into the political sphere to change it directly, they're required to represent us. So, I think that's a great way to strike engagement and to like kind of tacitly get money back in tacitly, indirectly get money back into science by striking passion in it. I think it's a great idea. And I mean, if nothing else, I mean, science is just great for your random critical thinker so that they don't get befuddled by idiots who want to try to dupe them into voting against their best interest.
Yeah, and I mean, heck, like we all know that America has a big younger creationism problem too,
Yes.
and that's a pretty decent gateway into a lot of conspiracy theories. So maybe I'll get to actually nip that in the bud in the classroom. We'll see.
So I'm hearing the overall audio level is low. Is it mine, Daryl? Is it Doc's? Or one of the
Me?
Docs?
Yeah, that's going to be a pain this stream, and that.
Because yeah, I need to know now before we get started, so that we can. I'm sorry, before we get into the video, so that you guys aren't struggling to hear the whole thing. But while I'm waiting for the chat to yell at me, could you tell me? Do the elevator pitch for where do they find you? What do they do when they find you?
Sure. So I'm Doctor Deinonychus, or Doc Dino for short. My YouTube channel is Doctor Dino. spelled with an E instead of just an I. My name on here is a direct parody of Kent Hovind, so if it sounds familiar, that's why. I try to be a little better on the science front and the lying front. But I like to talk about dinosaurs and geology, creationism. I am starting to stream regularly now, at least more regularly. I am doing a weekly podcast called Creation Science Theater.
Oh, that's coming back?
It third episode was last week.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry. I've been working second shift, so I'm missing a lot of streams, but miss. I'm maybe an hour into your stream from yesterday because I had a muscle closer to family. So one of my nieces turned 12. So I
Yeah, you
wasn't,
told me that.
yeah, wasn't really online a lot much yesterday, but I did get about an hour into your stream. It's good to see Caden back.
Yeah. Caden, I had a guest on who's another paleontology student and science communicator, Dryptosaurus. It was fun to have him on. He
Yeah,
and I have collaborated a couple times before.
that's cool. And so I'm hearing that your volume's a little low. I'm not. It doesn't sound like you're on like a mic. Are you on your computer mic?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I so I have a jack mic that I run through NVIDIA Broadcast to filter background noise. I can move the mic closer.
Oh, that is better.
Is that any better?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
My apologies, but as long as I'm not too loud, I've had problems with that in the past.
All right, they will tell us if we're too loud or too low. So, okay, Miranda is saying much better, so we should be good. So
Of
yeah, I
course, I
think
can also eat my microphone and talk like a New Yorker from the 1920s if you like.
no,
How's this audio quality?
you don't have to get them to bring out the pitchforks and the torches.
Hey, we were talking about accents before the stream. Oh, yeah, I do those too, by the way. A lot of
Oh
that.
yeah, would you like to break out an accent for them?
I mean, what accent would you like to hear tonight?
Okay, I think we found who's going to be reading all the super chats.
Yes, if you would like to hear dinosaur facts in a German accent, please send in a super chat asking about your favorite one. I will go off like this for a minute or two until Maya mutes me. Ta-da!
Beautiful.
I, I didn't know it was possible to sound ultra white from Megan Fox's giant boobs.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
do my best.
Oh,
Although I will say I tan pretty well. It's building slowly.
I don't. You're muted somehow, Maya. Did you like kick your mic or something?
Oh no,
Nope.
not the microphone problems.
Still. Well.
This is unfortunate.
um,
Oh,
I mean, now see, looks like it's just us. Oh,
now the stream is even wider.
that's true. That's true. I don't know what happened to Maya's not even backstage. Like we don't even see her. At least I don't even see her anywhere. So,
I mean, usually exiting and coming back in usually does
yeah.
something
So
at least. So.
maybe I don't know if technical difficulties was a bingo square. I don't think it normally is, but like it probably should be. Like it's pretty reliable, right? Like my internet will cut out 3 or 4 times.
Oh, she's back.
Like that.
There we
See,
go. That's better.
rude.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh,
Good.
you're louder.
yeah. You are louder.
Yay.
Oh man.
Tab, what do we got going on today?
So we have and this is a great freeze frame. Look at that shit-eating grin. I've never seen a more just yeah, it's great. The title of the video is Stephen Meyer defeats Darwin on Rogan.
Yeah, we're
From
gonna
our
I know
defeat
I've
friend.
heard that name before. Who's Stephen
Stephen
Meyer?
Meyer.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I think you'll recognize him.
I
I
can't
don't remember
believe
which group he works for, but
Wait, was
he works for one of the, or is he in Discovery Institute?
he might be Discovery Institute. I know Dr. Dan
Yeah.
has covered him a few times.
Yeah,
is he
a
the
number of people.
is he the mousetrap guy?
No. Well, he's not I mean, there are
Yeah,
multiple Mousetrap dudes. He's not Michael Behe. Who's
Leo
like,
Okay.
Leo saying Discovery Institute, and yeah, I was
okay.
like, is Dr. Dan here? Because I know for a fact he would know, but no, Leo would know too.
Yeah, yeah. But he's gonna be on Rogan. And this video is confusing to me because this guy presents the video. I have no idea who this guy is. This is not Steve.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. It took me a second because I'm like, this is Stephen Meyer's channel,
This is Stephen Meyer's channel.
but this guy
The
is
content
presented it like
is,
it's
yeah, this guy's presenting an interview on the Joe Rogan show.
right.
So like it's very confusing and I
It's
don't remember who this guy is. Maybe he has a Chiron that I didn't read that'll
No,
pop
yeah,
up.
I mean it's normal for a video that we cover, but for it to be on Meyer's own channel, I mean it would be
Yeah.
weird. It would be like Doc Dino being here right now doing an overview of me having an interview on Marin's channel. You
Hmm.
know, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Um,
just weird.
Yeah, so who knows? But Stephen Meyer has 109,000 subscribers, and this 7-month-old video has 82,000 views. So yeah,
People do like him.
and it's going to be chock full of enlightening, well thought out arguments that we've never ever heard before.
Ever.
All right.
hmm. Also, I tried to
All right.
open the. Sorry, I tried to open the bingo. It is not opening for me. I'm just not
Oh
sure if it's
no.
What?
me or I'm
Uh
getting an
Let's
error message.
hmm.
oh.
Tap, are you trying to
Well,
give me a virus?
you shouldn't. No. Um. It works for me.
Yeah, it does
So
that sometimes. Are you on a let's see.
I use Edge. I don't
Oh,
it
use
me too.
Chrome. Does that
Huh.
maybe do it?
Copy.
it well, I
Let
mean, also like if Kip and Marin haven't mentioned any, unless Marin has. No,
try
Marin hasn't.
try opening it. I just sent it to you from Discord. See if it'll open in your browser.
There is there so unfortunately it's HTTP, it's not HTTPS.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you just skip everything before Tapioca Weasel and the stuff that follow, if you just paste the stuff that follows the T starting Tapioca Weasel, then
Oh,
there
there it
is
is.
like a weird edge case that, and that's because I
Okay.
need to do like some minor. It's there's like
Gotcha.
the site never asks anybody you for information. It can't just magically hack you because it's an insecure site. If it did ask for information, you shouldn't give it because it's an insecure site. There's a reason I don't have a login system. It's because I would have to like learn the
No,
proper way to
okay,
do that.
it's cool. You just it's HTTP, not HTTPS. And if you do it like that, then it should work, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, or you
it
just
worked for me.
remove
I
all of them.
deleted that
Yeah,
when it worked.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
beautiful. All right.
Okay.
but yeah. All right. Let's listen to this beautiful, beautiful man.
On this clip we're about to watch, Joe Rogan asks philosopher of science Dr. Stephen Meyer a very good question.
Is that what he is?
Do you believe in evolution? Now, Rogan has had several scientists on his show, but never one that proposes intelligent design as the explanation for the origin and development of life on Earth.
I find that very hard to believe.
Until Meyer. Let's watch how Dr. Meyer responds. After the segment, I'll be back to discuss why his answers are so important to the debate over evolution. Okay, let's dive in.
Do you believe in
Apparently
evolution?
Meyer,
Is this on
apparently Meyer
1.25?
has.
No, it's not. You're right. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, listening to you, Doc. Sorry.
It's okay. Apparently, Stephen Meyer has a PhD.
Yes.
Yeah.
in history and philosophy of science from
Oh.
Cambridge,
Hmm.
and he has worked as a geophysicist after earning his undergrad in physics and geology.
Hmm.
So both Tap and I might have something to say this time around.
Well, he does not talk a whole lot. Well,
Well,
it's
of course, he's not going to stick to what he's
full
good at,
of
because
new
creationists never do.
arguments that we've never heard before. Okay, that. Just keep that in mind. Never.
I believe in
The debate over evolution.
Sorry.
Okay, let's dive in.
Do you believe in evolution?
I believe in I believe in microevolution. I believe that there are real evolutionary processes.
It's the
I'm
same
skeptical.
thing.
Yeah, but Maya.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
if you take a whole bunch of little arrows together
Hmm.
and you look at the whole thing, there's no direction associated with that. It's completely impossible.
Doc, what do you think?
And,
Is there a micro evolution?
well,
And
I
we're all
mean, I
just
don't know. Tap mentioning arrows makes me think of physics, which I got a C in.
yeah,
And
but
I
he's an
don't think you can add
astrophysicist, so
vectors.
Why are you like this?
I don't think you can add vectors together. Oh, but
You
maybe I'm
absolutely
wrong.
can. It's what makes a vector space a vector space. But I was thinking of a specific graphic which I can't immediately find. It's the one where it's evolution and it's a red arrow turning into a blue arrow, and you just have like above it you have a whole bunch of little arrows that show like each intermediate step. But I can't immediately find
oh,
the
that
image.
is beautiful. I want to see it. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
you can
it's
send
And
it to us later.
yeah.
I will also say, like, I wonder if he's going to bring up Stephen Gould in this. Because when people pick at micro and macro evolution, they love to bring up Gould quotes, since he loved punctuated equilibrium, but we can cross that bridge if it comes to it.
Yeah.
About what's called universal common descent, the idea that all living forms have evolved from one single common ancestor. I'm profoundly skeptical about chemical evolution, the idea that the non-living chemicals in a prebiotic ocean or prebiotic soup arranged themselves to form the first living cell.
You said he's a biology major?
Geo
Uh,
major. Geo and
and
physics.
Okay.
well, no,
Sorry.
he worked as a geo and physics. His actual degree is in history and philosophy of science,
Hmm. I thought
which
you said his undergrad was biology, but
No,
I don't
no,
look into I've never looked into him, so I'm just taking what you're saying because it's just
no.
like I almost had enough biology classes to do a minor in biology, and it's just like like what he's talking about right now. It's just such an underlying assumption. Like you need to understand like the basics of biology just to take biology classes, and it's like I'm wondering if he ever has.
I mean, he probably did take a biology class. His undergrad is in looks like a double major in geology and in physics. So
Gotcha.
no official bio training that's
Okay, fair.
given. But
and
like even
depending on
still,
where he
like
went to school, you know,
uh,
like people expect me to have taken statistics and or chemistry, and I took neither
Took
ever.
4 stats classes. It was great.
That
stats
sounds like
isn't terrible.
yeah, but four of them sounds like a bit much. I'm not gonna lie.
A master's degree in psychology, like it's a
I know,
research
but that's a
degree.
lot. That's still. I have a PhD in physics. Zero statistics.
How much calculus did you pack into all that?
I dropped out after
Okay,
Calc
fair.
2.
At least three. At least three. And then there's a lot of calculus in a lot of the physics ones, but they're not
Just
named
saying.
calculus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Calculus is the evil domain of Satan.
No, that's magnets.
Both.
I'm also skeptical about the creative power of the mutation selection mechanism, which, as it happens, so are many leading evolutionary biologists today. I attended a conference in
Are they?
No, they're
2006.
not. No,
And
they're
to
not.
the extent that they are, it's because lumping everything into just natural selection and mutation is simplistic for our modern understanding. But I still don't think, even given that charitable interpretation, I still think he's wrong.
Yeah, he is wrong. Like, just mutation and selection, like, of course, they're massive parts of evolution. It's just
Mhm.
that we have discovered more mechanisms because there are lots of mechanisms to how a species evolve, how individual populations evolve, heck, how a population will change from one generation to the next. Like, it's pretty well documented that if, like, let's say a generation goes through a very hard famine, the resulting generation after them is probably going to hold, like, they're probably going to survive famines better because of epigenetics. I forget which one this. I know there's a study on at least one of these situations. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a known phenomenon. We just learn more things like that. But mutation and selection are still very important mechanisms.
Indeed. And a universal common ancestry is also pretty universally accepted, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Team
don't
at the
have a
Royal.
better explanation for
Yeah.
modern biodiversity than that.
You know what
Like, even if
we
you,
don't
yeah,
have evidence for? Kinds.
I or a
a
definition.
global
Or
flood,
a definition. So little evidence, we can't even get a definition together. That is great.
that is science.
Convened by the Royal Society in London, the Royal Society being the oldest and most august scientific body in the world.
I do like the word august.
And it was convened by a group of
I
evolutionary
don't think I've
biologists.
heard that used verbally
Yeah.
like this century.
Yeah,
Right.
right? Well, it's because he's
No, I had to
describing the
think of
Royal
the
Society.
definition. Yeah, I had to think of the definition when he said it. I was like, oh God, that is a word.
I I think that I learned that word when from an episode of The West Wing where President Bartlett has to like freestyle some fancy sounding stuff because they accidentally let all the insults into the final copy that was on the teleprompter, so he had to stop reading the teleprompter and make up flowery language about his new VP.
Oh my.
That's funny. No, I took honors
Yeah.
English, I want to say sophomore year in high school, and that might have been the last time I heard it used.
Probably some books from like the 18th or 19th century. My grandma was growing up. Probably the last time I heard it.
Or not English, literature. I think I want to say that was in literature. But anyways,
All my literature classes kept changing names. It was reading, and then it was writing, and then it was like vocal arts, and then it was literature and language, and then it was composition and literature or it was too many, and I hated it.
I think it was hit the play button.
Who were essentially dissatisfied with neo-Darwinism, the standard textbook theory that we learn in all high school and college textbooks. And many of them were saying we need a new theory of evolution. The first talk at that conference was given by Gerd Müller, a prominent Austrian evolutionary biologist, and he simply enumerated the five major.
He said five major, and I definitely like expect him to finish with kinds of evolution, although that's six. But he already did it before, right? Chemical evolution.
What he called explanatory deficits of neo-Darwinism. And his basic perspective was the mutation selection mechanism does a good job of optimizing or modifying pre-existing forms. It can generate small-scale variation, but it does a very poor job of explaining the origin of those forms. Think about, for example,
Come on.
Guy, come on. Yeah, when we look to see how things work, anything at all, just never tells us its origins. I mean, we can deduce. It's like, okay, well, all right, let's just talk about like last names. There's a lot of people who are like, okay, I can tell based on your last name that you probably came from this street in Italy. But the name itself doesn't tell us that, which is what he's getting at. He wants to get back to, oh, well, the Bible tells us, where all these things came from. But what he's not saying is like, this is not the function of science. This is not what scientists are trying to do. It's a straw man.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of it's all straw men.
I just want, I don't know, in case any creationists ever watch this for any reason. Actually, I don't know. We're Stephen Meyer. So Tap, you never look at the analytics. Whenever we get like names
I
like our
don't have access to the analytics.
okay, like our Jordan Peterson stream did like 700 views like in a week. It was kind of nuts, but I'm pretty sure it's because I had Peterson in the title. Another one was Matt Walsh. Um, so I mean, if I was trying to grow the channel or try to do it in some nefarious way, well, I guess one, I could just call in like people in the community that I'm friends with, and just, you know, or I could just throw them in a thumbnail and bitch about them for 8 hours. You know, or you know, I could do all this like clickbaity shit, which I'm not trying to do. I'm trying to just genuinely engage with the audience in an honest way. But whenever we do big names like this, we always get people who come out of the woodwork who are just like, well, actually, you're just a girl, so you don't know shit. Um, so I do think that people will watch this and think, oh, I don't know. We're more than like 5 minutes in, so they probably won't watch this. But if they do, I want them to know how he, not that he's full of shit, but how he's full of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Can I count the ways? No. I have a math major, unable to count that high.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of ways he's just being a bullshitter right now. Like he's pulling out a ton of buzzwords and not explaining them, and acting like that supports what he's saying.
To be fair, I will say
thinking.
he has only said like 5 sentences, so like if he were going to explain them, then he won't. But yeah. But I gotta like I can't tell if I should give him props or criticize him for not just buckling and saying arrival of the fittest, not survival of the fittest. Because he I felt like he'd like manually danced around using that trope.
Darwin's finch beaks. Great job of explaining how variations in weather patterns result in changes in the shape and structure of the finch beaks. But that mechanism turns out not to do a good job of explaining the origin of birds or other major animal groups in the first place. So,
that is incredibly well documented. They're just dinosaurs. And dinosaurs are diapsids, colloquially called reptiles, which emerge from early stem tetrapods in the Carboniferous, which come from things like Tiktaalik in the Devonian, which come from earlier fish that we have records of all the way back to the Cambrian, and then you keep going back, and like I can't reach the wall, but we keep going back. And while we do not have the fossil of the first organism to ever live, we have a pretty good understanding of what it would have been like, and more or less how it probably came about, to the point where we have several competing hypotheses. Because there's multiple ways that it could have happened. It's like we do have a chain of ancestry that goes, well, not even a chain, a web of ancestry that goes back really far. You just don't tell people about it, and you say it don't exist.
Well, I mean, he can't tell people about it and keep his job, right?
That's true. Yeah. That's the hole he's dug for himself.
Indeed.
Modification, yes. Innovation, no.
So modification over massive amounts of time, don't you think that would eventually lead to new groups? Because a lot of new groups have similar origins, or at least origins from one ancestor.
Well,
he's trying.
You gotta love it when Joe is the most rational person in the room. It's not often, but it happens.
There is a reason Joe Rogan has the biggest podcast on the planet, or at least it used to be. I'm pretty sure it's. I think he's still like the winner in that space.
Yeah.
And he's like an idiot, but like not. He's not an unintelligent idiot.
No, and
he's an unintelligent smart person. One of those is correct. I don't know which
No,
one.
no, no, no. He's definitely an idiot. And before he did this like right wing grift, which oddly came around the time that what does he do? That oh god, that fighting MMA. Like all the MMA guys decided that they were going to jump on the Trump train, and Joe did too at that around that time. So, I allegedly, but before that happened, Joe was kind of the dumb guy's thinker. It's like, okay, when people
Yeah,
are telling you something, you don't have to shelve your intelligence. You can push back using what you know. And so
yeah,
while I've never sat down and watched an episode of Joe Rogan, like I'm not sub to him, I don't do
yeah,
UFC, thank you, hung for sure. I've never like watched a whole episode start to finish. You usually watch clips of people laughing at him, but that's neither here
yeah,
nor there. I used to appreciate what Joe brought to the table, because it was a lot of stuff like this where it's just like, don't be afraid to use your mind. Don't be afraid to, when people are telling you something, to ask the question. And it's not just to be a contrarian. Like, you should be trying to critically think. It's like, make this make sense, and either it can or they can't.
yeah,
I mean, I've never watched a full episode of his podcast, but like I will admit, he's had some pretty good interviews.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like everyone's seen the stuff he's done with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like those interviews are
Hmm.
pretty dang good.
Yeah.
He also actually did have a show with a paleontologist. He invited paleontologist Trevor Vale on, and they went over like dinosaurs don't exist, that conspiracy theory. It was great. But speaking
They
of him,
used
I've
to.
heard Trevor's a real sweetheart.
Yeah,
It's
I
always
tried
nice.
to watch the one with him, Hancock and Flit Dibble.
Mhm.
I couldn't get through the whole thing. It was rough.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
The thing is, he's one of these people. The quality of the show is very influenced by the quality of the guest. But he doesn't mindlessly parrot everything most of the time. Sometimes he does. I've definitely seen him do it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but like here, he's not just blindly ill. Clear, I think that he believes in evolution, sort of, kind of by default, and is not convinced by the bullshit that he's hearing. But he's got his sort
He's
of
not
Tucker
smart enough
Carlson
to
thinking face
intelligently
on.
refute it.
Yeah, yeah, which is not that's also like not his job. Kind of his job
Yeah.
is to kind of be the everyman dude. Like that is,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, that's his.
his market is being an everyman kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's
The
a
guy's
millionaire
guy.
who's yes, a guy. Yes, fair enough.
Time,
primate.
yeah, time was always the hero of the plot. But let me let me just run
Okay.
a couple of arguments by you, and let's see
Okay.
what you think. Okay, and I developed these in a lot of detail in my book Darwin's Doubt. If we now know, thanks to the genetic revolution, the molecular biological revolution, that if you want to build a new form of life, you have you have to have new code, because all new forms of life depend upon new anatomical, a fundamentally new type of animal, for example.
All right, you got to have new code. So you need a coder. All code needs a coder, you guys.
Yeah, I think that's where it's gonna where it's gonna go.
Well, he does. I don't think he ever says a code needs a coder, just like a building needs a builder and a. But
So you
Have
need
you
new
ever
anatomical.
seen a code without a coder though? Hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
DNA. Boom.
DNA is not a
Well,
code.
Well,
not even just that. Like you can set up. Granted, you do have to set it up, but you can make code just generate itself and
Oh, Doc does this a lot,
work.
actually.
I do this a lot. I actually, and I don't just do it in terms of having an AI do it. I have literally written my own code generation tools that produce blocks of boilerplate code automatically for me because
Yeah.
I ain't got time to do it.
And I say all that
I've
to
heard.
say you guys are taking me way too seriously here.
Well, Deaths are
Okay.
death.
Anatomical structures but the new anatomical structures require new cell types, new types. So if you got animals that first come on the line and they have a digestive system, they have a gut. Well, you got to have enzymes that can service a gut that can
Okay, that's not cell types though. It's enzyme.
process food. So
Yeah.
enzymes
Also,
are types.
like small, not just unicellular organisms don't need a stomach. Like small animals don't really need a stomach, depending on what they do. Like a stomach is not needed necessarily, at least not the vertebrate complex stomach.
Does C?
Platypus don't have stomach.
I did not know that. Damn.
Yeah, they don't have a stomach. They just have an intestine, but they make do.
I feel like I remember that like starfish, like they drop their stomach out and then their stomach like surrounds a thing and then they suck it back in. I might be, is that real? That's
I
hardcore.
believe it is starfish that do that. Yeah,
That's that's hardcore. Damn.
The protein
Sharks will flop their stomachs inside out too.
Oh wow.
Why?
Usually, if they like ingest something toxic or
Well, that
something
is
that
handy.
struggles too much in their stomach, though they will also do it with. They will also do it if they're overstressed, like if they get caught in a net, they'll vomit out their own stomach.
Jeez. Okay.
Does C. elegans have a stomach?
C. elegans.
C. elegans. It is. Hold on. Let me go to dark mode so I don't like blind people. So
I
this is a it is one of the most studied um creatures. It's a type of nematode. It's a millimeter long, so it's not microscopic. Um Interestingly, it has been um it is the first organism to have its entire connectome or connectomy or however you pronounce it mapped. An adult male has a specific number of cells, and every individual cell has been mapped. And I'm trying to find where it describes that, and but it's like 960 cells. It's
really.
yeah. The adult C. elegans hermaphrodite, okay, has 959 somatic cells, and the male has 1,033. There are
Now,
there
it
are
has been
animals.
suggested that the number of their intestinal cells can increase by 1 to 3 in response to gut microbes. That's
This
fascinating.
this is a level of detail that is awesome.
I I have never ever heard of this before. This is so cool. I'd have to look into this more, but that's cool, Tap. Thank you.
it it's super cool. It's this is like yeah, it's a model organism in sort of the way that like H-lax cell lines are like model cell lines in
Oh,
human study.
hey, someone in the chat saying they did their PhD on this species.
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool. I did not know that. This is cuneiform guy.
Oh, but please
Cool.
illuminate us on the
Oh
questions
yeah,
Tap was asking. I'm
yeah,
curious.
no, yeah. You guys should connect because that would. Yeah, I would love to see that stream.
Well, the question I was asking was, does it have a stomach? And apparently, it has a flexible number of intestinal cells that can change by 1 to 3, which is a remarkable level of detail.
Let's see.
Science is so
Cuneiform guy
cool.
is also saying they digest small single cells. And then yep, I'm guessing in reference to us asking if it has a stomach. So apparently yes.
Oh, you
For an
guys have got
animal
to
with
hook
less
up.
than 1,000
How
cells,
do you two not know each other? This is nuts.
I can't know everyone on YouTube. I haven't been very
Why
active.
I have to know everyone on YouTube and I have to know all of their business because I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Look, I was not Nazi punching before I got into the stream. It's just it's been. I'm gonna get some more wine, right? I only have half a glass. That's a cardinal sin.
Yeah,
I am
proteins,
drinking water. I am doing my best to stay sober these days.
I should probably do that more. Um,
Can't relate.
proteins are built from the informational code in DNA. So anytime you want to get a new, it's just like in the computer world. If you want to give a computer,
it's not just like in the computer world. It's not. Because the thing about the computer world is you have a decent, much stronger distinction between hardware and software in the computer world than you do if you're going to make this analogy in the biological world. In the biological world, if you're going to make the analogy, which I don't hate the analogy, as it's an analogy though, the hardware is the software and the software is the hardware. Like DNA coils into proteins that do cool shit, and you dial that up to 11 and then you get Joe Rogan, which right?
It's the peak of intelligence.
It's not perfectly ideal.
a new function, you've got to provide new code. So we have these long.
Well, I mean, not if you have the LLM do it. Then it's code providing code.
String, these long digital bit strings of ACs, Gs, and Ts, not zeros and ones, but ACs, Gs, and Ts in a digital string, and we call that a gene. And if you have a section of DNA for building a protein, that's great, all works. Now, but if you want to build a fundamentally new form of life, you got to have new proteins to service the new cell types to build the new anatomical structure.
What do you mean by new form of life?
He means a kind.
But they're just slight modifications of everything that came before them. And as you go back in time, they get more and more similar to other things. Yeah, and then that gets more similar to other things. And it just keeps going.
So are you saying that your mom was a pine cone?
I mean, some might suggest that.
Damn.
He's saying that we are related to pine cones if you go back far enough.
Yes. And that is also the understanding of the entirety of the biological community.
Oh my God. You know what? Dapper probably wouldn't give it to me if I asked, but yeah, this is
he's told me what song he uses before. I can ask
this would
him
be a perfect
for
time for that slideshow, though.
I can ask him
world,
for
we know that if you start
or I don't know. What he needs to do, Vishanti will yodel for you. I think he needs to replace it with her yodeling.
You guys want to hear me yodel?
No.
The zeros and ones.
No. He just wants to hear you press on the play button.
In a section of digital code, you're going to degrade the function of that code long before you come up with a new string for making a new program or operating system. The functional sequences are they're highly isolated in what's called sequence space. You can change a few things and still retain function, but after a very few number of changes, you're going to degrade the function, and long before
you're going to get.
Unless you have a selection mechanism, which you can put in.
Also,
a selection or comparison mechanism. One of the two.
If you have
do that easily.
If you have a duplication, and then you have then you've got two copies of the thing, assuming that doesn't cause problems, which it might not. It very often doesn't. Sometimes it could, but assuming that doesn't cause problems, and then you start fiddling with one of the copies, and you break it so it doesn't do the original thing, but it's fine because you still have the original copy, and it doesn't immediately turn your kidneys into cyanide machines, right? It probably isn't going to do anything, and a bunch of changes happen, and then a change happens that produces something that suddenly stops whatever prevented you from keeping on making lactase as an adult, and suddenly you're lactose tolerant, and that's a new function. It's a minor thing.
I mean, fun fact, a lot of fruits actually have cyanide in their seeds.
Apples are the classic one, right?
Almonds too.
Almonds are the classic one. You're right.
I don't know why almonds do, but I know that apples do because it makes the seeds super bitter. So
yeah, and that's why. People describe cyanide as smelling like almonds. Do almonds have a distinctive smell that I've just never been able to notice?
Yes. Yes, really? They do.
Yeah, I've never smelled almonds either. I mean, I've been around a lot of almonds. They have not had a distinguishable smell to
I
me, but
I mean, I don't know how else to phrase this. They have a nutty smell.
fair enough.
Like
We come up with a
nutty, creamy. This is not sounding any less gay.
new function. Now, the Darwinian mechanism starts with the idea that there are random changes in those digital bit strings, those sequences of A's, C's, G's, and T's. And based on our experience in the computer world, we would expect that random changes are going to, again, degrade those strings long before they're capable of building a new protein.
Why would we apply our knowledge of the computer world so blindly here?
Yeah,
Because
like just because you can
Oh,
draw a
I hadn't
connection
thought of
does
that.
not mean it is a valid connection.
Yeah.
And there's now very compelling experimental evidence that that's true. There's an Israeli molecular biologist, Dan Tofik. Unfortunately, he died fairly recently in a tragic accident.
Roll
But
out.
he was doing mutagenesis experiments on sequences of code for building specific proteins that fold it into stable structures. They're actually called protein folds. And he found that between 3 and 15 mutations was enough to degrade the thermodynamic stability of the protein structure that the gene was making.
All right. Was it also
I
enough to enhance a slightly degraded protein's like structure or like tweak it? Because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before.
I
I
know that
can't
proteins.
have an opinion. Well, I mean, I
And once
could
you lose,
have an opinion, but I've never heard of this
I mean, he
before. I would have
does,
to actually look at the research. If it's real, notably. And he's representing it accurately,
which
which is
he
not a given with any creationist.
well, right? And it's also, I mean, even the parts, I feel like he might do a better job of technically, if you take the sentences as he says them, those sentences that make specific factual claims about research that he's citing, I would bet most of those sentences are mostly true. It's just that he omits things and arranges them in an order that is not at all reflective of the overall point that the people he is citing would actually like defend.
Vandy, are you accusing this Christian man about lying about what his sources say?
I no, yeah, sort of. I I I didn't even notice that, Leo. It's thermodynamics. I always say thermodynamic, not thermodynamic or dynamic. That's even
Who says dynamic?
this guy maybe? I don't know.
is that thermodynamic
apparently.
stability.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he does.
It's not even that
Good
obvious to
catch.
me, but fair enough. Yeah.
That the gene was making. And once you lose that thermodynamic stability,
Okay. Yeah.
you have no functional possibilities.
Is there possibly an undiscovered mechanism for
Wait,
protecting
whoa,
against
what
that?
is going on here? What did I miss? What's happening here? Holgen's
I don't know
what?
if it's here.
I have no idea.
Is this
Guys,
a new meme the kids are saying?
I
6'7", 6'7".
stop it. You know how I feel about that.
Stop.
What is
I
Vandy? I am so
is
fucking serious. Like I don't know what our safe word is, but it like don't do that here.
it isn't your safe word to kick him?
Yeah,
Uh,
but he thinks I'm playing when I do that, and I'm just like I
her,
don't.
her her saying that is a lot more clear and a lot more helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
Message noted.
We're not aware of yet?
Possibly, but there's numerous lines of evidence suggesting that that mutations are within limits. You can modify again. You can optimize an existing protein structure called a fold. But if you allow too many of those mutations, you're going to degrade.
You're going to degrade from the
Without
original
a
thing.
selection mechanism.
Yeah.
You cannot look at one part of how evolution works and then
Oh my
say the
god!
process can't work. You're ignoring everything else. Everything else. It all works together.
Oh, I do remember that.
You know what? I totally
I
forgot
do
about it
remember that.
because I wasn't I had to watch the stream after you guys stopped just because I don't know, I couldn't, like, I wasn't able to catch it at the time it was on. Um, and I remember I can't remember what the context was, but I remember them saying, "Oh, Maya is going to be so like what happened
Yeah.
yesterday?" And you were supposed to remember, but
Now I never remember Maya. You know me.
you know, and but I do remember them saying, "Oh, Maya's going to be so."
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
I'm like,
be the
"What am
Fabiha
I going to
Sharit.
be?"
It's gonna be the partner for Fabiha Sharit.
Yeah, which is so
I'm just
funny. We
lost.
both, yeah. Well, all
Me
three of
too.
us
I'm just
are, which is why it's so
walking through
funny.
it. I
I
always
fear I'm on a
drop the
stream with
ball.
lunatics.
Hung for sure. Always.
And long before you would get a fundamentally new protein structure, another protein fold. So that's just one of many. I want to run one other argument by you that I think is very intuitive. If you want to build, it turns out that there are structures or systems for building that are very important for building new animal body plans, and they're called developmental gene regulatory networks.
Wait, what do you mean new animal body plans? Do you mean like in development, like embryonic development? Because that's not a new body plan. That might have like legitimately been him misspeaking because
I have no idea what he even means. Like, all is he just talking about vertebrates, or is he just talking animals in general?
he's just talking. What's the technical term? Out of his ass.
Well, I was just okay. I was just gonna say all vertebrate body plans. There are modifications of a tube. Like
Yeah,
there is no new
and
body
a tube.
plan.
You know, at one end of that tube you've got the mouth, and at the other end,
You have a hole. Yeah,
yeah,
you have two holes. One forms first,
something
but
something deuterostome. I can't remember the words.
that is the word. Yeah,
Well,
well,
there's another word.
deuterostomes,
There we go.
protostomes,
Protest. Yeah.
assholes. Anyway, like all vertebrates are just modifications of a tube with the exact same body plan. We just change a few angles, change the covering, and a couple other tiny things. Otherwise, it's the same body plan. Like there is, if you pose them the same way, a human, a dog, a dinosaur, and a frog look very similar.
Hey, cartoons.
You can do that, yeah, in a cartoon. I like
They were
cartoons.
they were discovered at
I'm just saying,
Caltech
all the
by
animals, they anthropomorphize like everything. So yeah, it kind of gets the idea that what you're saying across, usually.
Oh, but what's that cursed image of a human and a horse in the same pose?
Mr. Hands. I
No, but
really
it looks like that's what they're doing.
I got
That
you
there's
knew
a
that
specific
reference.
drawing I'm thinking of.
You shouldn't know that reference.
Eric Davidson and colleagues. Eric Davidson is also unfortunately
I'm
recently passed
younger
away.
than you. I'm not innocent.
Uh, I guess. I mean,
Play button.
In the last few years. But what they discovered is that you not only have genes for building proteins, you have genes that are building that for constructing
There it
molecules that
is.
send.
oh,
Maya, I'm just gonna send this to you on
can,
Discord.
Oh
can you
no, you
share
can
I
it?
think
upload.
it's
You should be
safe
able to
for
You
upload,
should be able to share or to share it.
I
Yes.
or not
well,
upload. Yeah, share.
I
Okay,
don't know if
okay,
you want it on the stream, so
understood.
it is safe for work,
Oh,
but
okay. Hmm.
it is safe for work, but it doesn't look like it at first.
Okay, okay. I see what it's trying to do.
Yeah, what it's
Um,
trying to do.
it could be done better. Yes.
Whoa.
So it's just the man is just next to the horse. It's not an extension of the horse.
I
Just the
mean,
same
that depends on
pose.
what the man's online name is.
Yeah.
The signal
Yeah, like I said, it could be done better. But what is this, French? You know how they
Yes,
are.
it's
No,
French.
goddamn French. That was weird.
signals
Yeah.
that tell the genome when to express other parts of itself. So you've got there's signaling molecules that are telling the genome
Oh, he's talking about Hox genes. Those mutate all the time.
Hox genes are crazy.
when to turn this part or that part on in order to build the right proteins at the right time as new cells are going through cell division in the process of animal development. So if you go from one cell to
Okay.
two to
No, seriously. Those mutate all the time. And
It,
sure, some things do get filtered out, but like there are some ways they can be beneficial.
mhm.
There's a Hox gene mutation in humans that will cause you to have a sixth finger or
Yeah.
seventh finger. That could be hypothetically beneficial in certain environments. Like if you swim, you have bigger paddles. We're I would have to look up the research on it, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened to like ichthyosaurs, those dolphin-looking reptiles from the age of dinosaurs. Because if you look at the structure of their paddle, the primitive ones look like they have long hands, and then over time they add more fingers and more like individual segments of
Oh,
those
like,
fingers.
yeah, okay.
And by the time you get to the last ones, it looks like a pavement of bone. But it was probably done through mutation of their Hox genes. Here,
Probably.
I can pull up an image here. Yep.
Yeah, I love when
Okay.
Doc comes on because we always
I
get
like to show
the
things.
we always get the best images.
But yeah, this is an ichthyosaur hind flipper, and this is an
Holy
ichthyosaur
crap.
fore flipper.
Okay.
And you can see the original 5 fingers in here, but
Uh-huh.
then there's like a 6th along this side, and a bit of a 7th over here.
And
Like
then
they
they
add
all just
fingers.
go out and out and out.
Yep. It's cursed, but it's what they do. And
And
then
at the
every
end,
other marine reptile is what you would expect to happen, which is more normal.
Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
4 to 8 to 16, etc.
Like a
You
mosasaur here literally just looks like a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like a human hand. It's
With
kind
like
of
Yeah.
freaky.
a pelvis or something.
Well,
That's
attached
the
to a
shoulder
pelvis,
blade.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the wrist, right?
I believe it's the wrist.
got to, and as so you have a developing animal form, there are points in that trajectory where it's important to differentiate one type of cell from another, and for certain types of cells, muscle cells as opposed to nerve cells or bone cells, to start to be constructed. And all of this is closely choreographed by these signaling molecules. So you get a DNA that builds regulatory RNA that turns on another part of the DNA that then turns on that builds a protein for servicing a particular type of cell at the right time and not at another time. And as Davidson and his colleagues mapped this out, they discovered that the functional relationships that were involved looked like an integrated circuit. It was, and they call them developmental gene regulatory networks. And the point is, you can't.
Oh god. Okay.
They
Yeah, no.
what? Doc?
He is applying what? He's applying computer ideas to like it is a gene that regulates another gene that regulates another gene. That's all it is. And all of those genes can have mutations. They can all have deletions. Like they can all change and it alters the final product.
Mhm.
You want to know what happens if it actually is bad enough? Like that it would make, say, the embryo non-viable?
What's that?
Then it dies.
Yeah, spontaneous abortion.
Just saying.
Like it's a considerable percentage of pregnancies end in miscarriages because of, well, a lot of reasons.
Like early,
but
like
have,
no,
yeah,
like usually
not,
usually before a woman would even suspect she was pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could show up like literally like the zygote doesn't work.
No, and I mean it actually it's very common that
it's super common.
Yeah.
It's probably more common than we realize because a lot of
because it would just come out with the lining. Like you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
build a
but
completely.
but that's like in the worst case scenario. Like a lot of these mutations can just happen and
Nothing.
nothing
Right.
nothing
Yeah.
on the surface changes.
Right.
Developed animal form unless you have this choreography taking place that is expressed through these developmental gene regulatory networks. But they discovered something else about them, and that is that they cannot be altered significantly. If you alter any of the core elements of these developmental gene regulatory networks, animal development shuts down. And this makes perfect sense to anyone with a background in, say, electrical engineering, because there's a principle of engineering that says the more tightly integrated a functional system, the more difficult it is to perturb any part of the system without defect to the whole. It's a constraints
Uh,
principle. And this turned out to be true in spades of these effectively integrated circuits. Now, they weren't controlling the flow
They're
of,
not effectively integrated circuits.
electricity, but more the flow of information in the developing organism.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know what he means by information.
It is a
It's such a
creative
broad term.
whatever's most
Yeah.
convenient at the given moment.
Is it like frequency or
Uh,
energy? It's
It's the
information.
vibrations.
it's
Well, yeah, I mean, because like for the woo people, it's everything is either frequency or energy. When they don't it's like their term for thing, you know.
I'm and you know, one of those bothers me way more than the other.
I do know that. And it kind of seems like that's what he's doing with information here. It's like, well, it's all information. You know, it's just
I almost wonder if he was doing that because he didn't want to get into the actual sort of technical details
oh,
too
because
much.
he's talking to Joe Rogan and
Yeah, like, he's already got he's actually like if you consider where the question started and where he's going, he's already gotten into like the weeds, like with his own bullshit, but he has I mean he's getting into weeds to some extent. And if he suddenly starts talking about I think he's talking about like ion transfer like biochemistry and things along those lines and like how biochemical signaling works because yeah, but I don't know. I actually don't know.
Maybe it's just a kind of oversimplification.
Well done.
So here's the argument.
I don't know.
You need a developmental gene regulatory network to make an animal body plan. But if you want to turn one animal body plan into another animal body plan, you're going to have to change developmental gene regulatory network A into a completely novel developmental gene regulatory network to build that novel animal form.
No. If you start building a building, like, you don't have to restart from scratch to change it into a different building. Like, you change a few details, maybe swap out some inside part, but like swap out some non-essential parts, and suddenly you have a new building. You can turn a car shop into an ice cream store. The building's
Fair
still
enough.
there. All that infrastructure is still there.
Or you could turn a failed Pizza Hut into like an auto shop. I see a lot of those.
Really?
You can tell a failed Pizza Hut. They have the distinctive roof. Yeah.
But the one thing we know experimentally is these things cannot be altered without the destruction of of the initial form. And once that form is destroyed, there's no more evolutionary development possible.
That's why you copy it first, and then you fuck up with the other one. Like
That's also
DNA
not
mutation
true.
invented like software version control way before we did. It was just, not very disciplined about it.
But like that's
Now,
also just not true. Like you can alter something's function without completely losing the original function.
Fair.
turns out that not only neo-Darwinism, the kind of standard textbook form of evolutionary theory, has no answer for this. And Davidson was quite explicit about this. He was, by the way, no friend of creationism or intelligent design, but he said very explicitly
Hey,
that
can you help me
neo-Darwinism.
out here, Doc? I don't. Maybe I don't follow creationist as heavily as I should. What is meant by neo-Darwinism? And he's throwing out a lot of terms here that don't make sense to me.
So the thing is, there have been a lot of iterations of evolutionary theory. There was,
Yeah,
of course, what Darwin came up with. I believe Okay, I could be wrong about this. It's been a couple of years since I've taken a bio course,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but I believe that neo-Darwinism is Darwin's selection mechanism plus the genetics of like genetics and
Mendel.
mutations.
Mendel. Nothing.
Yeah,
Mendel?
Mendel,
Oh,
Mendel's
right. Yeah.
genetics
Mendel.
plus the understanding that mutations exist. Then you have, I believe, later on the modern synthesis, which has like epigenetics and a couple other factors added in. So it's an iteration of evolutionary theory that people have heard of, and creationists use it as a stand-in for any kind of evolution, like
Gotcha.
any understanding of evolution. They just lump it all together and call it neo-Darwinism.
To be fair, I literally like as you were talking, you went through every point that the intro here, including the end, where it's like, but it can mean any new Darwinian and Mendelian based theory, such as the current evolutionary theory.
Okay,
Okay.
Literally
maybe I
everything
do
you
Wow.
remember a
said.
bit of bio courses.
I could have just Googled it. You know what? I'm sorry. Thank you though. Because God.
No problem.
What's the
So
point in
shout
trying to
outs.
guess if you're just gonna Google it?
I love that he guessed like the correct definition, like just on
Well,
every
obviously
point.
he
That
wasn't
was
guessing.
just saying. Well, no, I'm just taking the word
Yeah.
you were saying. But anyways, Ambush State for $2 says Maya is cool, rock hands, fire. I agree with all these points.
Commits a
Wait,
catastrophic
you
error.
wanted me to voice all the super chats, right?
Oh, I was, but he didn't. Okay, these weren't words. But if you would like to, please go
Oh, that's
ahead.
gonna make it better. There's so much more like creative freedom.
Don't
I
start a
like that
fire in
that's
your
the
room.
idea of nice. I mean,
No. I don't
where's
need
my
your
lighter?
don't. All
It's
right.
not. It's well,
In thinking
no, I don't have a
Yeah,
lighter. Never mind.
it's
I have
okay.
a hot glue gun.
It's quite all right.
Damn.
because it is not addressing this fundamental problem. There's no, but it's not just neo-Darwinism. There's also newer.
Also, I don't know if anybody's pointed it out yet, but have you guys noticed how they're spelling Darwinism?
Oh, I did notice that earlier. I'm like, why?
I don't. I funny. I see what you did there. I don't know why, but why?
Do you think those are custom captions or are those like auto generated?
If they're custom, then they have manually added the Y to every time the word Darwinism has been. Like, let me just go back 5 seconds. Every time
Every time,
they
yeah.
say it, well, I can only go apparently through chunks that never address it when I but
Newer models of evolutionary theory, and they don't address this either. This is so there are these sort of fundamental challenges to the creative power of mutation and selection and other similarly undirected materialistic processes that have not been answered, and they seem pretty fundamental. What it looks like when you look at it, I've got a picture of it in two of my books. These networks, they look like circuits, and circuits in our
What?
experience.
Oh God,
What?
he just can't help himself.
a lot of things look like circuits. Because do you know why they call circuits circuits?
No.
Because it makes a circuit. It comes from like the
Oh,
going around in a
duh.
circle thing, like originally. Right?
Duh.
It's not. You're totally right. It's one of these things that like compute. The word computer meant something that computed. Now it's its own thing as well.
Yeah.
And it's if anybody goes up to you and is just like, no, a computer is actually just a thing that computes, it's like that's not how language works, buddy.
Right. Oh my God.
You know,
That is
John.
so funny. I don't know. Like when while he's saying this, it reminds me of like a couple of weeks ago when I think it was the Roger stream. It was like, look, it looks like a brain, like the brain circuits, and you were just like, how how do you get from like one brain cell to the other? Like that would be such a slow firing. Like even if he were right, like how slow is this? Bra- how big is this object, and how slow is it? Yeah, yeah. How slow could it operate if it takes billions of light years to get from one to
Yeah, because we're talking about moving at the speed of light, right?
right.
The reason the that like circuits work as fast as they do is because the propagation of the signal travels at like roughly the speed of light. It's like half the speed of light,
Sure, sure.
but order of
But
magnitude.
they're so close that we can
Yeah,
function. I'm doing this, and there are brain cells that are firing at every point. But like,
yeah.
how fucking slow
How
would it
if it's a galaxy,
if the
it
galaxy is
doesn't
a brain? Yeah,
it
like
just it like everything that they experience would just be really, 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 really fucking slow, I guess.
I guess, like,
But
man.
Quick question.
Hmm.
What if you tried to move your leg but it had input lag? How would you deal with that?
poorly,
Yeah.
Well, apparently sauropods found a way.
Oh,
right?
It could
sure.
it could take over a second for a signal to reach from the brain to their tails.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
How
and so
about
like I
billions of light years though?
Well, for a
and
Anyway,
sauropod, it might be trillions.
Roy
did
Sna has a super chat for $5.
Okay, I gotta do a Zoidberg, don't I? It's been a while.
oh boy.
Why does he say, why not Zoidberg? No, that's not it. And I'll look, I haven't watched
Well,
Futurama in
I
a
haven't
decade.
watched it in
Yeah,
so
just
long. I also couldn't
do a
do it.
random.
Zoidberg, maybe.
What's your favorite win? What's your favorite
Favorite what?
voice? Yeah, what's your favorite voice? Just do it in that
I don't
voice.
really have one. I just do random ones.
I mean, I felt like you were doing a really excellent villain or mad scientist of Doctor Strangelove.
I've never seen Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, it was the over the top dude, you got to watch Doctor Strangelove, man. The villain, you did such a spot on
Which
impression
named
of it.
revision of evolutionary theory covers point mutations caused by quantum tunneling. That's not Zoidberg, but I'm trying.
I see what you're going for though.
How does Zoidberg sound again? Let me look it up.
You don't have
That's
to.
the Zoidberg.
You don't have to do a Zoidberg voice. You could just do your favorite impression voice. Like Dr. Josh, every time he comes on, he just does Kent Hovind. So like it doesn't have to be
You should do a Vandy impression.
oh God. We'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end. We have another super chat. This one is $2 coming from My Unfinished Journey.
Iron docks and hail quantum magnetology.
Quantum magnetology for the win.
You sounded so distinguished.
Thank you. I do my best. Sometimes.
See, it's perfect.
Are the product of engineers, of intelligence. I mean,
Oh my god! Yeah, this is the most annoying trope when it's like, oh, like look, it's to somebody who studies engineering, this is obviously engineered. It's like,
Yeah,
not well.
they see design everywhere it's not.
It's like
Everywhere. Like, I can
recurrent
show them a cool
laryngeal
rock and they
nerve.
will think it's
Brain
designed.
mat.
we're looking at distinctive hallmarks of intelligent agency when we look at circuitry and code and information processing systems. I mean, this is what we're finding inside life. It's not what Darwin thought in the 19th century or his colleagues, Huxley, who said,
Maya's hand is on her head because she's so like in awe of the uniqueness
stupid.
of this man's arguments.
It's the stupid. It burns.
You did this to yourself.
Oh, well, okay, look. It's only because you do fucking nothing. All right? We can both do the blame game here.
Wow. All right.
Stop fighting.
What? But Dad.
Hey, Dino
the cell was a simple.
saying things, so we should let him say things.
He was saying stop fighting. and so I was going along by
homogeneous globule of undifferentiated protoplasm.
Title of my sex tape.
Huxley, who said the cell was a simple homogeneous globule of undifferentiated protoplasm.
good title.
It's a new day in biology. Things are much more complex than people thought when they formulated these evolutionary ideas.
So, does Stephen
That is
Meyer believe in
true.
evolution?
So why are you stuck in the mid-19th century?
I guess it's as good a century as any.
That's not true, Kip. I actively distract from the process of deciding on a video just before a show for you. Maya doesn't let me do that. She's learned. But I do something for your show. I actively hinder.
Yes. He believes.
Oh, by the way, I think he just talks for the rest of the time.
Oh no,
And
yeah, but he says really bad things. Let's
okay.
yeah.
Oh boy, okay.
Believes in real evolutionary processes, but he also believes in the limitation of those evolutionary processes. And he takes
Yeah,
several
so
minutes.
we were talking. Oh, was it here? We were talking about Stephen Meyer, and I can't remember if it was here or a different show, about whether or not he believes in evolution, and we were fighting about it
Right.
because, yeah, Meyer does shit like this, right? It's like, no, yeah, there's totally evolution, but
Well, yeah.
microevolution,
Yeah.
and God does it.
And the answer is like no, he doesn't. Um
Yeah,
He says he does.
that's the vibe I get.
well, no, he says that it depends, and it's very clear what his position is. Well, I guess it is if you've like seen this before, which we've all seen this like rodeo before a bajillion times, right? So
Unpack and explain some of the challenges the standard neo-Darwinian account of life faces
Darwinian.
Do his words not
today.
match his mouth? Am I the only one seeing that?
There's something about this that's deeply unsettling to me.
Do you think he's
So,
AI?
Is the AI generated?
oh, dude, like that might be why they don't do. That would also okay. Like, I am not the world's most amazing grooming expert, but I would do a better job than this.
Hmm.
I
Phrasing there,
How
Cap.
many
okay,
like
fair enough. I meant facial grooming and not God. The
what's
word grooming didn't used to mean all these things.
the quality of the video?
It's at max, which is 720.
Okay. Huh.
This video came out 7 months ago. Was that it?
Okay. Interesting. I would
7 months
hmm.
ago, and it's Stephen Meyer has 100,000 subscribers. If I had 100,000 subscribers,
Yeah,
every
you'd have a
I
million views. We know. Yeah.
I would every video that I produce would absolutely be in at least 1080p, and most of them would probably be higher than that at this.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, because as they should. It's
like
like
it's not
It's not that like
making a
not that
1080
hard.
video is easy. You just got to export it. Like, it's literally an export setting.
Well, I mean, with the just the level, I mean, I know we can't do anything about like the Joe Rogan thing, but like on his side, there's no reason he shouldn't be able to. I want to say that our streams will stream back in 1080.
Yeah, and also, like if this is a live stream, which I've seen
No,
zero
yeah.
evidence of it so far, I don't like I would back away from that a little bit,
No, yeah, it's
but
not
I
live.
think even then you're like it. I would be pretty impressed if
No,
there
you
was like
can
steady 1080p, streaming all of the time. And although
no,
nowadays,
no,
it's
you
easier.
could yeah, it's not that hard, really.
Nope.
Yeah,
And when and I say that to say like I can stream, I can record in EVMux, you can record in fucking Streamlabs. Also,
streamers.
what's the
Yeah,
other one? Talk Studio or Streamlabs, StreamYard. Like all of them allow you to do a video in 1080 that you can download and then re-upload. I'm sorry, download and then edit, re-upload, 1080. Like there's no reason for this unless you don't care or you're doing some weird AI shit that doesn't. Even in AI,
so
it should still allow you. I don't understand that at all. But it's whatever. So my unfinished sock has paid us $2 for Doc Dino to do the Voice of his choice.
See.
Oh, wait, where's he
That was
underwater?
underwater. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
was.
totally
Oh, did
underwater for
that?
me. Sorry.
Sorry. Don't decorate the razors. Make the chair instead.
I
That was
Was
love
it
it.
underwater or
adorable.
just the voice?
No, that
No,
was
no, that
great.
was we understood. Like we could hear you, but before it, you know how YouTube, like, it's not just YouTube. There's something about like the algorithm that I'm gonna press play.
You heard Meyer tell Rogan that it's a new day in biology, and that we are now finding distinctive hallmarks of intelligent agency in even the simplest forms of life.
This
Like
might be
here,
AI.
right? It might be.
Weird.
Okay, what's
Well,
going on
okay,
in the
but YouTube,
background here?
I don't know, but YouTube is doing this thing where you can create a self avatar or whatever, because a number of streamers I know are like they'll usually start the video with saying like, "This is an AI avatar of me," and
Why?
that's a great question. I don't know why
I would
you
totally
wouldn't
do
just
that.
sit there, but it is like it's a replica, and it wouldn't occur to me to wonder about it unless they had started the video saying, "I am an AI avatar of your YouTube person."
If
Right?
if I have an AI avatar
Hmm.
make AI content where I'm like do AI Vandy, like full hair AI Vandy like I am tonight,
Yeah.
like I'm gorgeous. But does that count as making content?
Um,
No, that's you being a lazy asshole.
Uh Unrelated, I'm very good at that. It's my favorite thing to do. But so I could do that and not make content is what you're saying.
yes, you should do that.
Like,
I feel like if I do
this
that,
is
Doc will stop being friends with me.
Actually, okay, so I'll show you what I'm
so
talking about.
here's one thing I will say. I refuse to use generative AI in any step of my videos. I am slow at making my videos. I know it would speed it up. I still refuse. I don't use it for script writing, getting visuals, editing. Like the closest I get
Ooh,
is I
editing might be
use
better
a
though.
filter for my voice to edit out backgrounds.
Oh
That
yeah,
that's it.
That's not even like
Hey,
that's not
folks.
even AI. That's just an
yeah,
algorithm.
yeah.
It's
Let me show you real quick though.
In case we haven't met, I'm the digital avatar of Professor Darius. While he's busy in the classroom, I've stepped in to bring the material to you. So,
Yeah, and like he looks just
Dude,
like
let's jump in.
he's. I
this.
mean, I don't know what Darius looks like, but that definitely looks like a dude. Like if he wasn't saying he was an I wouldn't clock that as an AI.
No, yeah, and
It,
that's what I'm trying to
in
say. Like
in a
I've
video that length,
been
I probably
watching
would have
him
went for it.
for 5 years ago.
Hey folks, in this video we're going to explore the Harlem Renaissance, a period
Like that's just him. So like when I'm saying like people are doing like weird things with like YouTube is allowing an AI. So like when you're looking at him really, and then him and his avatar, and then you're looking at this guy, it's just like I don't know. I mean, it could be the thing that like YouTube is allowing them to do
Like
stuff like this now. So I mean,
you're
maybe.
right. To me, it's like I think it depends. I think that AI can be used in a lot of like really awesome and cool. I mean, you guys, yeah, obviously, I think that. But I'm just also trying to figure out if I can make content and by a loophole not make content.
Can you hit the play button?
don't do it. Making videos,
You see people,
like,
yeah, who
peek
wants to?
behind the curtain, I guess. Making videos can be a lot of work, but it's also really rewarding. Like when you start putting things in a timeline and you get your edits in and your transitions and it just starts like clicking. Like
You're making him tired
it's
already.
really rewarding.
No,
Like, hey,
I
don't do Gen AI shit, please. There's way too much of it on the internet.
Actually,
And it,
YouTube just demonetized like 13 million channels or something crazy. for using too much AI. And I only know this because what do
Well,
you call it?
YouTube,
Creators are bitching about it. We'll just say that.
I think YouTube is foreseeing a fairly shortcoming legal reckoning where we have to figure out what's going to go on with what seems to be fairly like unanimous agreement in the legal world that like a lot of this shit is pretty clearly illegal on a massive scale. Like the individual
Oh,
violation.
this is
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Let's just finish the goddamn video,
Okay.
and
He
we'll
pointed
talk
out
about AI shit afterwards.
All
Promise.
right. Sorry.
You're in HR. Don't you like ethics?
I like this is Bad Science
that in
Sunday.
the
We're talking about AI ethics. Like that's not what the show is about. We're shitting on creationists today. Let's go.
19th century, Charles Darwin and his contemporaries considered the cell a simple, homogeneous globule of undifferentiated protoplasm, glorified goo, in other words. They had no idea what was really going on inside the cell. Well, today, with more powerful technology and research techniques, we have a much better idea. We're seeing layer upon layer of complexity and design. Integrated.
This is AI. That's an AI voice. It's either an AI
Mm.
voice. This guy is
I no, that's what
weird.
I'm saying. It's just
They also never introduced this dude.
never.
And
Yeah.
also, like, who has an old school phone in the background?
Well, I mean, that could be just like what the fuck is that clock? You
That
know,
could be a
You
cool
got an old school,
situation.
like, weird
it
chess
could just be
clock?
old. I mean, he could just like the aesthetic. I mean, that's a
And
thing.
none of these books are, like, look like if I zoomed in on them more, I could read them.
You're
I'm just
focusing
saying.
way too much
Circuit.
on this.
I can't even read any of it.
No,
No,
yeah.
me
I can't
neither.
see
That's
the
my
words.
point.
Agree that he's AI
Code.
and focus on the topic.
Information
Yeah.
processing systems, nanomachines, transcriptional hierarchies, signaling molecules. I mean, if we saw evidence of these kinds of things anywhere else, we wouldn't doubt the origin, a mind.
Oh,
But when we
nice.
look
So,
inside
the
the
watchmaker argument. Yeah, that,
Yep.
that that converts atheists every time.
Every single time.
building blocks of life and see the same, we're supposed to credit an undirected process. That's why Meyer tells Rogan he's skeptical of the creative power of the mutation selection mechanism. And so are many leading evolutionary biologists.
Name them.
They can
Right.
explain the
Please.
small-scale variation and optimization of pre-existing forms. But it does a poor job, Meyer says, of explaining the origin or arrival of those forms. Then Rogan asks, but don't you think with enough time, those small-scale variations could become new forms? Ah, time, says Meyer. Time is often
So you're just gonna like rehash the video? Is that
Yeah.
cast as the
Well,
hero
yeah,
of the plot.
because obviously people who watch Joe Rogan are too stupid to understand what he was trying to say, so he has to. Yeah.
fair enough?
But no amount of time can give the Darwinian selection mutation mechanism the creative power it needs to produce all the forms of life we see on Earth.
I call
Why?
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like one of the problems here is, he might be about to actually mention a more concrete.
Because the random mutations that time brings to organisms are going to degrade the code of life long before they're capable of building a new protein with it.
No,
What we're
that's not how that works.
He's gonna give numbers. He's gonna. It's
No, he's
gonna
not.
be something. Yeah, no,
This
he
man,
has.
no, this AI gentleman has no idea what a number is.
He is going to use the
Even though he's
number
made of numbers?
trillion number of times in describing an exponent that involves 70 or something.
learning about the
No,
code that
he's
powers
not
life
even
is
going
that
to give biblical numbers. He's
I
just
didn't
going
say
to
that.
search.
Well, I said he is going to name an exponent that has like a 7 or 70
functional
in it.
or useful sequences of information
I watched
are
it.
extremely rare in sequence space, in the vast sea of possible
If he
arrangements of the
happens
code.
to be right, it is like clearly happenstance.
It also, you know what
Nothing
else
happens
happens
by
to be a lot more common than he thinks? Like useful combinations of that. The sequence space is vast, so is the like beneficial sequence space basically. Like that's also vast. It's
In his book, Darwin's Doubt, Dr. Meyer explains why the Darwinian mechanism of mutation and selection fails to account for the origin of genetic information. He says it fails for two reasons. One, it has no means of efficiently searching combinatorial sequence space for functional genes and proteins, and consequently, 2, it requires unrealistically long waiting times to generate even a single new gene or protein.
Dude, oh my god, this is...
So the waiting time problem. Lovely.
Remember that the Darwinian mechanism, by definition, is random, undirected, and literally aimless. This is not a process with foresight that can make a beeline for some.
You were gonna say something.
I think I can count the number of claims. No, okay. So it's completely random, undirected, no filter. Like, okay, mutations are semi-random. That is true. The selection mechanisms are not random, and they are. It's just the environment. Like, it is unique to every environment. If you take two populations, copy them, and put them in two different environments, they will change in different ways because of the selection mechanisms present. Like, we literally see this happen. How many species have humans introduced to places where they shouldn't be? Like, let's say, cats, as an example.
I
We
believe the
put cats
technical
on
term is
tropical
swans.
islands, in forests, grasslands, icy regions. And we
Lionfish.
get different breeds of cats that adapt to each of those environments.
Yeah.
Same for all other kinds of pets and livestock.
Oh, real quick, I think we were too wrapped up in the accent, but did we ever actually answer the question? Which named revision of evolutionary theory covers point mutations caused by quantum tunneling?
That's a
That's
question
actually a
for
good
him,
point,
Mike.
Mike, because you're actually right. I hadn't actually I was too caught up in Zoidberg. So that is going. So quantum tunneling is a phenomenon by which very close sort of arrangements of stuff can rearrange in a way that requires them to sort of go through an intermediate state that would not be classically accessible. So it can go through a wall instead of over a wall. And fundamentally, that is kind of how chemistry happens to a large extent. But I I feel like that would just kind of be wrapped up in the field of biochemistry, because that's going to be happening on energy scales where you're not going to have a physicist solving Schrodinger's equation, which there's sort of a spectrum.
Okay.
Maybe you do actually. I'm not even totally sure.
I have no idea. Nice
Specific
words, Magic Man.
All right.
Complex adaptation. No. As Dr. Meyer writes, it has to wander aimlessly in a vast sequence space of neutral, functionless possibilities with nothing to direct it or preserve it in any forward progress it happens to make toward the rare and isolated islands of function represented by complex.
You're doing. Sorry. I happened to open a bingo card just because, I was trying to help Doc troubleshoot. So I don't normally play bingo along with the stream. It's too distracting, as you can see here. But as you were talking there, the bingo mods highlight called talking down to the audience.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's not even on my bingo card. Man.
Let's see. I have outright lying.
Oh no, yeah, I think he opened his mouth the first time, and that should have been called. All right, I'm sorry, we're not doing bingo. We're
okay.
debunking.
I
just thought that was hilarious.
Maya, we can always do bingo.
Apparently,
so time, it turns out, is not on Darwinian evolution's side. Molecular biologist Dr. Douglas Axe, a colleague of Dr. Meyer's, has conducted experiments to calculate the probability of a mutational trial generating or finding a specific functional protein among all the possible 150 residue amino acid sequences.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what a residue amino acid sequence is. Do you know? Is that a term?
I have no idea what
is
any of that
talking about
sound.
like
I know what some of that
yeah,
words
exactly,
like.
right? It kind of feels like they're talking about oh fuck. What is it, like the appendix is one?
No, vestigial
Vestigial.
organism.
Yeah. Is he trying to get at vestigial?
But no, what I think he's
Okay.
trying to do is he's trying to do a fallacy, which is the fallacy he's doing is the odds of this particular mutation
Hmm.
happening, and that's not the relevant sample space. The relevant sample space are the odds, frankly, of a class of useful mutation, not even something that leads to the same function, but something that leads to, like, vaguely, I guess, thematically in an ill-defined way, the same function would be. So but this is
Hmm.
a good point.
Experiments to calculate the probability of a mutational trial generating or finding a specific functional protein among all the possible 150 residue amino acid sequences.
And I don't know what 150 residue amino acid sequences means. That is that a real thing?
What's that number?
I could not tell you.
I would have to
I am
Google it.
completely lost on what
I'm
he's
also
even trying to say.
So what he is saying here is that if you have to have a very specific sequence of steps to get a specific outcome of, like, a protein fold. Like, if you just take a rope and you throw its ends over the ends and, like, grab random stuff and make a random knot after a minute of working, and you didn't pay attention to how you did it, and then you just do it again, you're not going to make the same knot. It's just not going to happen. It is a very large sample space. The thing is, what he's describing is a fallacy, because the fact that a particular outcome was incredibly unlikely does not mean that a family of outcomes is particularly unlikely. And it's confusing two completely unrelated, or mostly unrelated for this purpose, topics. It's kind of like concluding, if you wrote down the license plate of every car on your commute to work, and then you looked at that and said the odds of that happening are this low, therefore cars don't exist.
Okay,
Wow.
thank you. The analogy helped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Among all the
I
possible 150
here's my
residue
thing.
amino acid.
I came here tonight prepared for weird rocks and Roger. This
You
is like
told me you didn't want to do.
statistics and
You told me
genetics.
you didn't want to do Roger
I,
anymore.
I said I was game for Roger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to come back on in a month so we can do Roger? We just did Roger. We just did Roger. I will
We
have you
can
back on and do Roger.
always do
We can always do
Roger.
Sure,
Roger.
I am totally game for Roger.
All right.
Grayson was the one who said he didn't want Roger.
No, once you said I can't. No, once I tried to invite you on and you said I can't do Roger, and that's when we did the last stream. It was me, you, and Bree, and we were talking about cryptids. And oh man, I'll have to bring that up because the only thing I remember is you just saying, "No, it's a slug. It's a sea slug. It is not Nessie," or whatever he was trying to say it was. It was great.
It's so long ago, I don't even remember.
Sequences. What's that number? 1 chance in 10 to the 77th power. That's 1 chance in 100,000 trillion, 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 trillion. Now, to put that number in perspective,
Wait.
Axe
What was
also
that number? What was that number? Oh, was
A lot
that
of
was that
trillions.
was that 10 to the 77th? Did I not almost miraculously earlier guess that exact thing?
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah, wow.
Maybe.
I did.
Maybe. Okay. Sure.
And
You
then
know what?
and
I
then
will give it to you.
you never do.
You're gonna give him credit?
Yeah. Yeah. Give him
What
credit.
world
trillion,
is this?
trillion, trillion, trillion. Now, to put that number in perspective, Axe also calculated an estimate of the number of organisms that have populated
know.
Earth since life began. He put it at 10 to the 40th organisms. But if every organism...
I don't even know if that's plausible.
I don't think you
That
could.
seems high. That seems high. No, you're right, but it's also not that number factorial. Like, that I'm very confident in.
from the dawn of time had generated, by random mutation, 1 new base sequence in sequence space, an extremely generous proposition. That's still only 1 in 10.
I don't know if that's true.
to the 37th probability of a gene sequence capable of producing a novel protein fold or function.
I'm fucking lost. I'm gonna be honest.
He's making wildly specific claims about the probabilities of giant proteins folding into certain patterns. And it's the level of confidence at the very least is complete bullshit. To the extent that we understand this, I am highly confident that it does not support his proposition. unless you cherry pick your results. In which case you're not really paying attention to what we actually understand, and I'm using the royal we. I don't fucking understand any of this shit. AI probably did write this script, Miranda. Like I'm pretty sure AI is performing the script. So
yeah. Like listen, huge nerd here. I would never condone violence against nerds. This is the kind of nerd I would beat up in high school.
Damn.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Get
flawed code is
out of your own
quaking
ass,
its
please, and come back to reality.
Itself is a tiny fraction of 10 to the 77th. So, Rogan is right to ask about time and whether that would give a Darwinian evolutionary mechanism the chance to produce all the life we see around us. But Meyer has to break it to him that the chance of that is vanishingly small.
Oh,
These are
hey,
fundamental
want a
challenges
palate
to neo.
cleanser?
Yes.
Is it going to be zebras?
No, it's going to be kids.
Like goats?
Oh, I remember this one.
No, you wouldn't remember this one. It's a new one I found the other day when I was looking for my own palate cleanser.
Oh, God, I've seen this one before.
Let's see. Make sure. Let me know if you cannot hear this.
You fell off that bike. What's your mama say?
My baby got hurt. Oh God, just help my daddy. Oh God, just bless my soul right a minute. Oh God.
What mama be sounding like when she sleep?
Hey, hey! You quit that.
Are you pregnant?
What? I'm a boy. I can't be pregnant. I'm copying dad.
Whoever does the biggest sniff wins.
Say good job.
Caleb, when you fell off that bike, what's your mama say?
Oh, that's great.
Just kids copying their parents. Like the other one, I'm just like, oh, I should probably stop. Like every time I bend over, I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, oh, I should probably stop doing that around my nieces.
I have started working out a ton to like lose weight, but the downside is whenever I have to bend over to pick something up, every muscle screams.
Right.
So I make the old man grunts.
That's why I do not take care of my body.
Fair enough.
Look at my face. You can see the truth in the everything about me. Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Oh, God, okay.
Darwinism that have not been answered, Meyer says. But we do know
that's not how you spell Darwinism.
Of a mechanism that has the creative power to produce life.
Darwinism again?
Yeah, every time it is. Just like he also has gotten a small scale wrong. He has omitted an S in the spelling of small scale.
In all its variety. and that's intelligent design. And in other parts of this thought-provoking interview, Meyer unpacks several lines of evidence for intelligent design in the natural world. Let me close with this. If you want to have your own conversation with a friend, associate, or family member about evolution, start by defining the term
Wait, you
evolution.
said let me close on this. How much more time is in the video?
Yeah, 2.5 minutes.
2 minutes. Wow, a 2-minute
30
closing.
second page.
This is kind of like Doc, I don't think you were there, but like Kipless. There's a guy who's doing a closing to a book. I think he had like 3 final chapters, an appendix that started with like
Is this Armando?
no, it was just so weird. There was like 5 closing chapters. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think Armando did that. He had the closing, and then he had 2 more chapters.
Oh, I remember seeing Logic's stuff about Armando like 2 years ago. Jesus.
Second stupidest person who ever wrote a book that he covered on his channel.
But also the way he started that segment there, that really that sounds like AI writing. So
I mean,
I
feel
talking
like
about it is probably
this also, it looks like an AI bookshelf. I'm just saying.
Marion is convinced that this is AI because her dad loves watching AI all day, so she watches AI all day. But yeah, no, I'm. Once you said, once we said that, once we said, is this guy AI? I was convinced. I was like, this looks just like, yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's his mannerisms, right? Like they're just. I think people, even when they're trying not to fidget. Like I know I fidget a lot, but it's just, I don't know. It's not. It's too perfect.
It's like if I were to make content, basically.
Yeah, too perfect.
I think
That's
you'd be
exactly
more
what I was
stable.
thinking. Bodie Hodge was the one that had like 5, it was like 5 endings to the book. I don't know. Kip Dapper and Bashanti went on. It was maybe a year ago now.
I feel like I should read this book. I feel like I could learn from this book.
Everyone's on the same page. Stephen Meyer has done this in his books and lectures, so let me briefly break it down for you what he says. Definition number 1 of evolution: change over time. This meaning of the word is uncontroversial and straightforward. It simply refers to the fact that things can change over time. Definition number 2 of evolution: universal common descent. That's the idea that all living forms have evolved from one single common ancestor. Darwin represented universal common descent as a branching tree diagram, showing all life forms related to one another through a single common ancestor.
So, that is specifically biological evolution. It's just shortened to evolution in common parlance because that's about the only goddamn thing anyone uses that word for anymore. Unless you're a hyper-pedantic nerd.
I was going to say, I was going to bring up like eight situations which I use it in different ways. But most of them are going to involve somebody calling me an astrophysicist, so.
This definition of evolution is often put forward as fact, but it's actually an inference based on the assumed power of the mutation selection mechanism. Dr. Meyer says,
it's based on demonstrable fact found in the genome of every living animal we've ever sequenced, all the extinct ones we've ever sequenced, fossil record, anatomy. Like it is based on dozens of individual pillars that all come together and support each other.
Yeah, no, it's also just not that hard a basic concept, in my opinion. It's not that weird. It's not that hard to put together. If you don't believe it and you're somebody like Stephen Meyer, you have external sort of reasons for that motivate some of that.
He's skeptical of universal common ancestry for the simple reason that he's skeptical of the selection mutation mechanism of Darwinian evolution to do what some say it can do. Now, a third definition of evolution is this: all forms of life that have emerged throughout Earth's history are the product of an unguided evolutionary process, namely natural selection acting on random mutations. That's the definition of evolution that Dr. Meyer spends a lot of time discussing in his interview with Rogan, explaining the fundamental challenges to this view of evolution. As he explains, the selection...
Real quick. Okay, so I'm sorry, I've been kind of out of it, but I did find what I was looking for. YouTube has demonetized and suspended thousands of AI channels, with massive crackdowns hitting entire networks of automatic quote unquote AI slop accounts. In a single high profile sweep against repetitive, low effort AI content, the platform took down 16 major AI generated channels that collectively had 4.7 billion views, billion with a B, and 35 million subscribers.
Only 35 million subscribers?
People don't subscribe to AI slop as reliably as they do to other people. And like there are also there's a lot of AI slop videos that would not fall under what they're describing. Like
yeah. And that's what I was saying, like people were complaining because they got demonetized under this umbrella thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're doing different things now, but I think that when the bots were sweeping through and they saw like I don't know, I can't say just avatars, but if you just had a screen with a picture, you know, and you were talking but you weren't showing, like a lot of people don't like to show their face. So they'll just have like different pictures. And so I think they were getting picked up as AI slop.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. So I'm sorry. We'll go. This has been just like the weirdest stream. We have not been on topic.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Well, I'm just slow. So it took me a while to figure out what I was talking about.
I have some geology stuff I was going to cover on CST if you want another video.
And wait, what part? We're almost done with the video. You can just talk about what you want to talk about.
I mean, I was just going to randomly just flash that.
Well, actually, it has a lot of AI generated crap in it, so it might be perfect for this discussion.
Oh wait, was that the other video you sent me?
No, that was just
not you, Dr.
Yeah, I realized that.
Here, I just sent it to you now. I didn't send anything to you previously about them.
How long is this?
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going 15 minutes, but Doc, do you want to?
Yep.
Like introduce it?
Thousands of years ago, could the worldwide flood
you don't have to
described in
start
the...
there. That's where I was.
Total Kip Davis type video.
Oh man,
This is Genesis Apologetics, which is still limping along in the year of our Lord 2026.
Really?
Yeah, and they start off strong with AI-generated classrooms and shit.
Oh my god, this is bad.
Okay, let's identify the background things. We have Gef Fuo Kakakio. We have El Hanajegaje. And we have Gelatatinis. Gelatatinis is how I'm going to pronounce that.
Sounds like a cocktail I may have had at a bridal shower.
Right? This sounds like it could be
Gelatini.
But you know,
as a cow femur, this man's about to slam down on a desk.
Facing the wrong direction.
Evolution. Dinosaurs died out 66 million years ago.
In 1993, a film titled Jurassic Park featured a rather famous scene in which...
Is it gold?
It's amber, presumably.
Oh.
Amber with a bug in it.
Yeah, because, I was able to go forward 5 seconds.
Of hardened amber. The film goes on to explain that the way scientists could resurrect dinosaurs from the past...
This video is weird. They cobbled together a bunch of AI-generated shit.
Yeah.
Stuff from old documentaries, and then some, new commentary over old footage. It's a weird mess of stuff.
Yeah. It's AI simulation.
Right.
Was by extracting blood from the remains inside this mosquito, in which dinosaur DNA could be fully sequenced, by combining what was missing with that of a modern-day frog. This idea came about because back in the 90s, the writer Michael Crichton was struggling to come up with a concept to explain how dinosaurs.
Did he publish that in the 90s? I feel like he published that in the 80s.
I thought,
Sorry.
yeah, no, I thought it was the 80s too.
Because it would have taken them at least a year and a half to make the movie if they worked fast, right?
Yeah, and it came out in what, 92, 93?
Apparently 93, he said. So that would bring it back
No,
to
yeah, it came
right around when
Jurassic
I was
Park
born,
did.
which means when it started
I
being
believe
produced.
Jurassic Park book was 1990.
All right, that is technically the 90s.
1990.
He is technically correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah, 1990
correct.
it was written.
With that said,
Wait, well,
any-
originally conceived the
Okay.
concept in 83 as a screenplay about cloned dinosaurs, but set the project aside. He returned to the idea and retooled it into a novel starting in 98. So it was written in the 80s, published in 1990.
Yeah. Any guess on why Crichton used frog DNA?
Because
I think that is what they said in the movie, though, right?
Well,
yeah, it is.
I was just asking, like, why do you think he chose frogs?
Because he thought that they were the closest ancestor. Because he didn't because he thought that birds aren't real.
Well, one, because they're like the base tetrapod. Like, if you're going to go back to basics for DNA, go back to basics. But also because of the specific genus he chose, which he does say in the book. Because for his faults, Crichton was a very technical writer, very in depth. When he did science, he went all in. He used Xenopus, which is a genus of frog that has been used for medical research for literal centuries. So he used, like, arguably the model organism for medical research as the template for his dinosaur DNA.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Neat.
But I was like 10 years old when it came out, so.
I was like...
Honestly, I would recommend reading the book. It is a great read. It's a fantastic thriller novel.
He's a good author.
Yeah, it is dark and honestly kind of scary at times. There are scenes that I read the book like once a year at least. Wow. There are scenes that still make my hair raise on end. It's lovely.
Okay.
If the Jurassic Park came out now, it wouldn't have that reputation. But when it came out, like the film, it also had exactly that reputation as being like scary and really intense. Like it was,
yeah. I mean, again, I saw it like when it came out in the dollar movies because 10. But I almost ran out of the theater. It was really. Like when they were hiding or when the dinosaurs were close and they almost got him, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. It was crazy.
It's just like properly a good film.
I first saw Jurassic Park when I was 3 years old.
Nice.
It's not ideal.
Trauma might be the reason I'm still obsessed.
Yeah, it's like I guess, yeah.
Could somehow be brought back to life in a feasible way in his book of the same title.
What is this?
What the Jurassic Park creators couldn't
Dinosaur Park.
have imagined was the discovery of soft tissue inside of a dinosaur bone. A finding that has since been replicated by other
scientists. I covered
scientists.
this on stream with Dapper a couple weeks ago.
Isn't this... Wait, no, hold on. That was the last video. Sorry.
So this footage, which you've probably seen before, of Armitage pulling at soft tissue, this is a tissue mat that he created by basically dissolving a shit ton of organic matter in acid. Because he bathed his horn in... He bathed the Triceratops horn in a solution that causes organic matter to turn into a garbage gelatin mass. And then he called that his soft tissue. It's right there in his paper. It's amazing.
Like you are explaining in your paper exactly why this is not like saying the thing that you think it's saying. You just don't.
Yeah.
You
no
can't
shit, you found something you could stretch at.
It's like you put a bunch of shit in acid and then you like reduce it in this series of steps, you're gonna get like a stretchy mass of crap.
Yeah, like that is a churned up mass of dirt, insect remains, and fungi. Because he just dumped his horn in without cleaning it.
It's another title of a recent sex tape.
Such as this stretching Triceratops tissue, discovered by Mark Armitage. These discoveries shocked the entire paleontological community and would likely have rewritten the original Jurassic Park
When
film
evolution
had
fooled the Earth. Okay, that.
At least
Okay,
they
buddy.
spelled it right this time.
they known this was possible at the time. In fact, scientists have run into major challenges when attempting to publish these findings because of the wholesale rejection that dinosaur soft tissue could even still exist.
No. Armitage's crap is shit. But dinosaur soft tissue, like that kind of research, has been exploding ever since the mid 90s. Like that's when Mary Schweitzer first started publishing her stuff. It didn't get any news until like the 2000s. But yeah, no, we've been studying this shit for decades. It's fascinating and it is new, but it gets published all the time.
Yeah.
Consensus at the time agreed that it was completely impossible because everyone held to the widespread belief that the bones were millions
T-Rex.
of years old, which would require that all of their biomaterial had long since fossilized. There was
Does that help?
simply no way
No, because now I'm
that
gonna.
these
The
dinosaur
bones. Oh god, the bones.
Oh, nice. Hey, would a T-Rex be fluffy? Not fluffy, but feathers or
Feathered?
And I say feathers, like
I
like
know what you
maybe
mean.
the downy kind of
Based on what we know now,
Mm-hmm.
imagine like an African elephant.
Okay.
If you're looking at it from a distance, it's just going to look like it has skin. But when you actually get close, you'll see individual wrinkles and little bits of fluff. Is probably what an adult Rex looked like. The babies were probably fully fluffy.
Okay.
Just because they were warm-blooded animals that needed to retain that warmth. So fluffy chicks, sparsely haired adults.
Interesting. You know I love my Flufosauruses.
I know you do.
bones contain biomaterial like blood vessels and proteins such as
what is
collagen.
That skull? What is?
What's wrong?
A lot.
Oh god, everything.
A lot. Like I don't think that's how the topic.
Oh yeah, it probably doesn't.
No.
Sinuses.
So what's happening here?
That is the AI not understanding what cervical vertebrae are.
Okay.
Not understanding what neck vertebrae are. A lot of dinosaurs have they do have these kind of extensions that you can see coming off the bottom. But the AI is like confusing how they go together and just like meshing them into something. Like the holes in the skull are all messed up. The teeth aren't all in sockets.
They're
like some of them are
levitating.
floating.
It's levitating teeth.
Oh my god, you're right.
Levitating.
Skull is full of
levitating.
Its skull is full of big holes too. Like this would.
I mean,
this
to
would be
be
a very
fair,
weak ass T-Rex.
Here, and here.
So if you had to like present a model to your teacher, like D-,
kicked out of class.
Yeah, no, like you present this, and you clearly just like generated it from a shitty AI, didn't put any effort in, and like you get.
Oh yeah.
You get like basically nothing, if not actually nothing.
Good day, sir.
In fact, of these 16 types of bioorganic materials that have since been discovered inside dinosaur bones, collagen by itself ends the debate on these bones being millions of years old.
Well,
no,
pack
it
it up. I don't think
that doesn't.
Are you calling him a liar?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least misinformed. Collagen is one of the most resilient proteins that your body produces. It's incredibly durable, especially when it's locked away deep inside of bones. When it's exposed to iron during decomposition, it cross-links. We know it does that. We have several different preservation mechanisms that all work and probably all work in concert with a lot of our specimens.
Yeah, but what about
Not only that, we find less collagen in older fossils. Like, it is so common in Ice Age fossils that in my undergrad, I ground up ground sloth fossils to try to get collagen material for a stable isotope study. I did that in university. If you go all the way to like a T-Rex, we're talking microscopic little bits. Going back to the Triassic, you're getting like a couple molecules.
Yeah.
Like, it gets worse the farther back you go, and I think that says something.
Yeah, it says that God put it into his design when he seeded all of the stuff in Noah's flood.
As the maximum age of collagen is as low as 10,000 years.
Its maximum age is as low as is not a sentence that makes sense.
It doesn't. Also, that comes from a crappy creationist publication.
Really?
I would have to search and find the publication again. But I know what he's referencing there because every creationist references it. It is a guy who threw pig bones in a shallow grave a shallow grave and an oven for a couple weeks, and then measured how it degraded in different environments, and said based on that it can't last for thousands of years. Poor controls, not great experiments, no attempt at all to find any preservation mechanisms. It's nothing. But creationists reference it because that's all they got.
Interesting.
I went over it in an old creation science theater, so it's probably somewhere in that series. But there's like 100+ hours of that show, so I'm not going to go back through it to find it.
Fair enough.
But I know the study.
By some estimates, and as high as 900,000 years by others, with 100,000 years being the generally agreed upon maximum age. To put this into perspective, if each of these tiny bars represents a period of 100,000 years, then only one of these bars represents the maximum age collagen could survive over time. If we zoom out,
Okay then. Big number scary because your study sucks.
Also, that's just not right. It's not that low of a number. 900,000 years, rounded up to 1,000,000 years. If by age he means something remotely approaching half-life, which may not be the right model to model this. It's probably not the worst model to model it, but if it was that, then you wouldn't see anything, I think, after 65 generations. Or 66, back to the age of dinosaurs. So I also just think he's got to be wrong because
the thing is, he is scary. Like you're right. After 66 times the maximum time, you wouldn't find anything.
You wouldn't find it. Right. Yeah, that's exactly. That's homeopathy numbers. Okay, and that's not how this works. It doesn't obey that law in that way. It might to a first approximation, but you're not measuring that.
Span of 100 million years, then we can see that the lifespan of collagen is 1,000 times shorter than the general age evolutionists claim dinosaur bones are. Or another way to say it is...
No. Hey, you know what was alive 100 million years ago? This little guy. This little Deinonychus here was alive about 100 million years ago.
Oh, cute.
That's 1.5 times the age of a T-Rex.
Aw, I like it. Why is it gone?
Oh, he's here. This is the little guy I got for my little sister a couple years ago for Christmas.
No, what happened to him? Is he
Uh,
like extinct? Did he change into something else? Or
he is unfortunately extinct now, but he is cute. I forget, is this Safari? Yeah, Safari Limited.
I
They
guess it
make a lot
kind
of
of
really
looks
cool
like a
dino
road.
figures.
Kind of looks like a road runner, I guess.
I want to say it's modeled after some kind of hawk.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I'm not that familiar. I'm not that good with birds, ironically enough.
but
But
birds and
very
dinosaurs.
nice model. Well, I like
Yeah,
my non-avians.
yeah. Like
Okay, fair
We're
enough.
not all the same, Maya.
like
Don't be
all
racist.
like fantastical dinosaurs. Not like decided to go all flitty. Although my favorite bird is a hummingbird, which is like pretty far away from like a dinosaur.
I wonder if I can.
That
You know, like,
collagen doesn't even last
There we go.
0.001%
adorable. It's,
as long as it would have to in order for evolution theory to work, proving that it's not even remotely within the realm of possibility that collagen could survive for so long.
Oh,
yeah, I don't believe you.
this is the bird in Archaeopteryx, one of the most famous fossils of all time. I love it.
Yeah, but all of the feather stuff was just forged with cement. I heard.
Oh, that. Ugh.
See, you can't even.
Journalism was a mistake.
I mean,
Wow,
The relatively
shots
damn.
fired.
short shelf life of collagen proves what the Bible has been saying about these bones all along. That they're roughly 4,400 years old and were buried all over the world around the time of Noah's flood.
I'm shocked.
I heard that like poses a problem, like a heat problem.
Like a heat prop. Yeah,
A few different heat problems.
there's a lot. There's a lot of the heat. Like you can choose any of them in like the top 15, I think, and it's like, well, that would
Destroy the Earth.
clearly destroy the Earth, right? Or
Right.
like, I guess maybe not the entire top 15 would necessarily destroy all life. It would destroy all complex life, all multicellular life, probably.
Kip, wait, we
No,
did a
by the
whole
time you
stream
get
on.
to-
Wait, we did a whole
Sorry, go
stream on this. Remember, we decided that everything's a dinosaur, especially the big dicks. Oh wait, no, that was on your channel. Doc, you were there.
Probably, yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
I
mean,
think
if
I've covered
Pink
Roger
around.
before.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong Doc. Vandy was on Kip's stream. This is maybe a year ago when they did a video about our dinosaurs in the Bible.
Hmm.
They're just dragons, yo.
We did cover that here,
Creatures.
As the floodwaters
Hey,
began
Kip,
to
you want to
recede,
talk more about dinosaurs? Sounds like fun.
Oh.
Sometime.
the earth was in a state of chaos.
Chaos.
Dinosaur graveyards like these would later be found all over the earth. And secular paleontologists agree that these worldwide sites share one thing in common. The state the bones are found in all show evidence of flood burial.
Do they
No.
all? I don't think they all do. I feel like the ones that get caught in like the tar pits, like, that's not a flood burial.
That's mostly Ice Age stuff. But still, no.
It's a mass
We
graveyard.
find dinosaurs in all sorts of depositional environments. We do find them in flood deposits. Very famously, there is a whole herd of horned dinosaurs found up in Canada that all died together. Actually, there's at least 3 herds of horned dinosaurs that all died together in different events that were considered to be flood events, found throughout Canada and the US. There are also dinosaurs that died from volcanic eruptions, and dinosaurs that died from diseases. and from traumatic injuries. We have dinosaur-like creatures that had their heads bitten off. Those didn't die in a flood. They have bite marks on their necks and the heads
Right.
are
Yeah, I know
missing.
we get
So
that.
It could be like a demonic flood.
one of the most famous dinosaur fossils is of a relative of this guy. You might know it, Velociraptor, that died in combat with a primitive horned dinosaur.
Oh, I was
They
going to say
lived in a desert.
Cool.
Protoceratops. Like, no,
Oh,
this is
sorry.
not true. Big surprise. What are you? Oh, it's Spinosaurus.
This is?
That doesn't look AI generated. I think they actually got a model off of Blender.
Oh, okay. Well, wait for it.
Like submerge it in sand.
And now you understand exactly where the water came from. Water that would eventually dry up because it didn't belong there in the first place.
What? What does
No,
that
I think
mean?
that's AI. I think it's just yeast AI.
The whole Earth would undergo a massive reset as vegetation would slowly
That waterfall doesn't make sense.
grow back and water would find its final resting places. Sadly, the Earth that was once a perfect habitat for dinosaurs was now irrevocably ruined, and those dinosaurs that were able to survive would be hunted to extinction over time. We know them as dinosaurs, but legend would remember them as dragons.
Boom! I made this point.
Okay.
I am a god amongst men.
All right, you called it.
There we go. Damn you, St. George.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, okay, water that shouldn't have been there, so it like.
He's saying the flood happened, buried the fossils, then the flood went away.
Because the water shouldn't have been there?
Because the flood was over.
And then God saved all these animals that shouldn't have been there?
I mean, God's
Something
kind of
like
messed
that.
up.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep.
What is this?
I have a stupid little girl brain.
Oh,
that
yeah, no,
doesn't
I don't
comprehend all
try.
the God stuff.
I have a stupid little bird brain.
I also have never figured out how to respond when she makes that comment.
This material
it's me just making fun of the patriarchy and how they. You know what I'm doing.
I know. Guys are stupid.
Dr. Schweitzer found inside a dinosaur bone in 2005. Why was it reported on 60 Minutes, NBC News, BBC, and other news outlets around the world?
This is cool.
When she first tried to
Because it
publish
was
this,
unprecedented and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's why.
All those things, yeah.
dinosaur soft tissue discovery
Dr.
in
Schweitzer
science.
wasn't canceled. She's still putting out research to this day. She's in like her 60s or 70s.
Journal.
I
Yeah.
think.
It sounds like what they're gonna pull like say is that she was ignored for like the first bit. And it's like,
no.
Well, that sometimes it takes like a little bit of time for an idea to take off. That's not that rare.
So, what I will say is, yes, she was under heavy scrutiny, but no more at first under heavy scrutiny, but no more scrutiny than anyone else would be when they're introducing something this big.
Yeah, because it really was very surprising. It was like, because you have to like look closer at the problem than at the first level of it, and like the first the amount of degradation that you get in typical situations and stuff like that. And when you look at it closer, you see these things, but they hadn't yet.
Why did some reviewers refuse to?
But we've completed the loop, and now we're roaring off again. Have been for 21 years now.
Yeah.
Publish her findings, stating that they were impossible and that no amount of evidence would convince them that her team really found original dinosaur tissue.
If a peer reviewer actually said that, that would be like excellent evidence that peer review has issues.
Sure.
Which it does.
It does.
And that would be a review that did not age well.
Yeah. Which happens because scientists are people.
Yeah. I am sometimes like, yeah. Reviews are sometimes weird.
And why did the scientists who excavated these bones report that the ground had a stench of death and that the odor from the bones reminded them of the smell of cadavers?
Do you know what dirt is?
I don't know that it knows what anything is.
What I will say is this voice might be AI generated now.
Oh yeah,
it's been around.
Yeah, the script might be AI generated.
This guy has been around long before generative AI ever took off.
Oh,
like this guy just talks like this. He's been talking in Genesis apologetics videos for over a decade.
Wow.
AI now, but he sounds like this.
They do. They've had like decent text to speech models, and some of them sound a lot like this. And like if you shell out money going back before AI was a whole thing, you could get something that wasn't terrible if you like shelled out money for a good thing. But
you think Genesis apologetics is going to do that?
I don't know. I also don't know that this is a particularly good one. So,
does any of this make sense if these bones are just petrified rocks that laid in the earth for over 67 million years? Surely there's a better explanation. Perhaps these bones were not buried 67 million years ago. If an enormous watery catastrophe recently buried these creatures under tens of feet of mud just thousands of years ago, could the worldwide flood described in the Bible be the correct explanation?
No.
No, because they're not buried in tens of feet of mud. These fossils are preserved in rock layers that we can literally see dipping into the earth for thousands and thousands of feet. We can measure them.
Yeah, but in layers though too, right? It's not like it just like the flood would have happened inside of a year. It's not like, and I don't know if they think it's just like, okay, all of one species just happened to die off at once. We're covered, and then we get another species that happened to be around at the same time, but is oddly similar to it. Yeah, and then it died.
Why is it in some parts of Montana we have like 20 species of ceratopsians stacked on top of each other that are different in their horns and frills, but otherwise completely the same? Like,
none of you're going to tell me that we have like an entire forest, and then an entire other forest, and an entire other forest like 17 times in one column of rock.
No, God, the flood only killed the animals. The trees magically sustained not being unalive.
You forget about polystrate fossils.
No, like no, look, those are like what do you call it? Australia. They don't exist. It's convenient.
But they're found in Canada.
You were of the demon. I'm sorry. You were demonic and of the devil. God, I'll say that one day.
I do get
you were demonic of the devil, and that never happened. God only killed animals. The Bible says so.
Hail Satan.
I don't have them right now, but I do get little devil horns when my hair gets long.
It's adorable.
I become Wookiee-like.
Stay tuned to find out. Did you know that Dr. Schweitzer's mainstream discovery that hit the news in 2005 is just the tip of the iceberg? Hundreds of secular scientists from around the world have published over 120 science articles describing original biomaterials from dinosaurs and other ancient...
No. No, it's very, yeah.
They don't exist. They're too inconvenient.
Creatures throughout the geologic column.
Right.
They never read them unless they're convenient.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yes, though I've heard... If that's what I'm thinking of, then I think that has come under scrutiny more recently, but I could be wrong. Let's see, chitin. Oh, hey, there's Armitage. Kind of near the middle. Yep.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Since
So he knows
1954.
about them, he just won't read them.
Mammal
Yeah.
hair in amber. See, that means
Hey,
that,
you know
yeah.
what? Thanks, Cole. Secular scientist. It tells you everything you need to know about like where he's coming from.
Literally
Yeah,
never
not
hear the
wrong.
word mentioned at work. Never comes up. It just doesn't come up.
Yeah. Tap tap. Does anyone in your field give a shit where you are on Sunday?
No, nobody had like I know because it has come up in. It's not that weird that it could come up in a conversation, not about science though, but just because we're chatting. Of two of my colleagues, like ever, what their religion is.
Yeah. Like, we don't give a shit. Can you write a paper? Can you use a microscope? Okay, you're in. Are you not an asshole? Then you pass.
Honestly, more important than the other ones
Are
you
you gonna
said. I can teach him how to do the other things.
Are you gonna take this degree and try to discredit the entire field?
Are going to use and abuse it.
Yeah, God.
I mean, here's the weird thing. Apparently, the place where I got my degree, apparently young Earth creationists have gone through the geology program. But they specifically avoided all the classes having to do with geochronology and paleontology and stratigraphy. Somehow. They all specialized in other things related to geology.
As
Like
one does.
groundwater and shit.
I had a fight with groundwater once. I lost.
But 16 different varieties, including blood vessels, red blood cells, hemoglobin, osteocytes, ovalbumin, chitin, unmineralized bone, collagen, chromosomes, skin pigments.
The unmineralized bone there.
I'm pretty sure
I
that's
got in a fight with someone about that picture.
Why?
It looks like a salad.
No, the one to the top right.
Oh, that one was the unmineralized bone.
So
okay,
that photo is from a hadrosaur bone bed up in Alaska.
Oh.
And this guy who was on Standing for Truth.
Oh God.
He thinks that white mark there is unfossilized bone. It's ice. It's just ice. You can see it if you look at a high quality picture. It's just ice. He thinks it is original, like biomaterial
Is there
out
another
of the
picture
bone.
of it? Like,
He's
if it's
that
ice, it would
stupid.
melt, right?
It's
like,
in Alaska.
Yeah, but did they keep the rock, or were they just like, hey, it's cool rock? Because it's got like the cool outside like blue layering. It's like it's cool rock. It doesn't have to be
cool
a bone fossil to be a cool rock.
It's a cool rock from a really cool fossil bed. Ironically enough, a group of baby hadrosaurs that probably died in a flood. But it. Press the play button.
Vex proteins, histone, keratin, and elastin. The most recent two discoveries are cartilage and even nerve cells from Triceratops. What's so amazing about these findings is that the entire paleontology field, with thousands of
Those looked like osteocytes.
Oh, okay.
scientists completely miss these.
Cavities left behind by osteocytes.
All right, this looks like a false color image.
Yeah, you do that to just let stuff stand out.
Yeah, you do.
My guess is that's cross-polarized light.
That's what I would suspect.
Because those minerals over to the left look like quartz under cross-polarized light, but I could be wrong.
I feel like this could be also superimposed with like another like spectroscopic imaging technique or something. I don't know. Because like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of things this could be. It does look weird.
It could be AI.
No, it looks like microscopic.
This looks too coherently incoherent to be AI.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Original short-lived biomaterials. Why? Because they simply believed they were just hardened rocks based on their millions of years worldview.
Oh my God.
Derek Briggs.
Straw man. Like it, I mean, what bothers me about this argumentation is the goddamn projection, right? They insert incredulity where there is like studies, like decades of studies. We can see the evolution to how we got from to what we currently believe. And they're just like, why? Because. And I'm like, no.
It's just not
That's
that
what
common.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just because you're stuck back in the hundreds doesn't mean we haven't evolved past you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. We're getting up to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm trying so hard to stay under 3 because I've been doing a lot of ranting. And I am really proud of my friends and the relationships I've built in the community. AJ came out with a video earlier today, AJ from Waste to Human, which was really well made and put everything together really nicely. So it's been a lot of fuckery, but I think that what I like to see is everybody, again, being presented with information, coming to their own conclusions, and naturally falling on the, together on the right side of logic and facts. And you don't need to yell at people for 12 hours a day to get them to understand logic and facts. They're grown ass adults. They can just read. So to all of you who are here, I want you to know that I love you. I'm so proud of you. And we're going to move forward together, even if people don't want us there. And I'm going to do one more palate cleanser because god damn.
Well, my name's Kent Hovind. Call me Dr. T-Rex. I don't get evolution. It's too darn complex. As such, it takes some time to read a book or two, but there ain't no making money learning something new. I was a high school teacher. Science is my game. If you step to me, I'll put you all to shame. Not a doggone thing my PowerPoint can't solve. I got a million sides that never have evolved. Those atheists are living in a hazy fog. They know a dog never could produce an odd dog. Water, otter, Satan on my rhymes. Creationist of G, the first of my kind.
Okay.
I couldn't let the stream go without playing that. Like, how could I?
I feel like the man needs a Grammy.
I'm saying though, no, but like, if you did, like, if there's just no other perfect video or perfect stream to show that on, like, how could I not?
Yeah.
Doc Dino, who are you? Where are you? What do you have coming up this week?
Sure. Hello. I am the other Doc Dino, the better one.
The better one.
I have actually found dinosaurs, and I like them, and I want to study them eventually. I talk about science, creationism, dinosaurs, obviously, all kinds of stuff. I am working on a couple videos right now. I am working on a documentary review, which is a lot of fun. I am working on a book review. Well, I'm waiting for the book to actually come out before I publish that. And I am also streaming. I stream every Saturday at, Saturday evening I'm trying to stick to. My own show called Creation Science Theater, which is like what these two do, except usually more dinosaur-y. And I also I'm going to try to stream every Tuesday. I'm playing some dinosaur games because they're fun. This is a Deinonychus.
Are you playing Flappy Bird?
I'm playing a game called Fossil Fighters. Think Pokemon, but with dinosaurs.
Interesting.
Honestly, like, Pokemon's already got a lot of dinosaurs.
This one has more, and they're fun.
Come on, it's more dinosaurs. Doc, come on.
I love
more dinosaurs.
I know. I'll review the Pokemon dinosaurs. That sounds like fun. Actually, that might get a lot of views. I might do that. We'll see.
You should invite Nitty if you're going to do that.
Is
I mean, I
Nitty a big
wouldn't mind
Pokemon
seeing
fan?
like
Yes.
what do you call it? I wouldn't mind seeing
No, maybe
actually
it's not. I don't know.
no, like Dr. Kip and Doc Dino talking about biblical dinosaurs. That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Sure. I just on my last Creation Science Theater, sorry, on one of the ones, I did a video about how Donnie Badinsky thinks a giant crocodile from the Cretaceous is actually Leviathan. And that it breathed fire because it looks like it has four nostrils.
You were
Because he doesn't know how to read a paper.
You were missing the biblical perspective. Like, see, look, Kip's all in. He's like, call me. I love talking about the Bible. And
Maya and Tap have my Discord if you're on there. Go ahead, we'll make this
we have
happen.
a couple of collabs going on. I think Marion and Leo are going to be on Tuesday. I think I saw her say. And then who else? Oh, we need to get you with Cuneiform guy. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And then we'll get you with Kip Davis, who also, Cuneiform guy is on Kip Davis's show often. We got to get you over to Kip Davis's show so you can do the Bible things and the dinosaur things, because that would be fun for the whole community.
I mean, I've never read the Bible, so I can only speak on
No, exactly. Kip fucking loves the Bible. Kip, tell them how much you hate the Bible.
You should.
He had a shirt. He had a shirt made. It actually says, "I fucking love the Bible," because so many people were accusing him of not loving the Bible. The goddamn audacity of telling Kip Davis that he, has does not love the Bible, when you could just tell him that he's written no books, and that would be true.
0 books. I've never seen evidence with my own eyes of a book that Kip has written.
Nor I. Yeah. So, yeah, get to book writing, Kip. But also collaborating with Doc Dino, because that is right and good. Speaking of doctors, Tapioca Weasel, do you have anything coming up?
No. Not this week.
Oh, hey, Tap, you do need to hit the gym because you want to get strong like me? This is a grip strength trainer. Get strong. Do it. You can do it.
I gotta get the fifth.
I believe in you.
Oh man, no. I need to. My doctor's been like, you're 34. You shouldn't have blood pressure medication and cholesterol medication. And I'm like,
God damn. Are you serious?
Why? I mean, those are. I have more medications than that, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Maybe eat a salad. Damn. All right. So tomorrow, Joe Kentucky Atheist will be here with me, not Tap, talking about safety and shit at his protest, Ark Encounter. Joe is not here, but yeah, there's a big. I think it's a 10-year celebration of protesting science misinformation. So I'm really excited to help him promote that. That'll be tomorrow. I think it's 5 p.m. EST. And then what else am I doing? I think that's it for me this week. So I don't know. But yeah, you should like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can get all the notifications. So if I do anything impromptu, you will be notified of the thing. Because being notified of all my things is right and good. I think that's it. Guys, anything I'm missing?
No.
All right. Well, this has been
you
fun.
Have a Patreon yet?
Nope. None of those things. But there is like a little button at the bottom with a $sign on it. If you want to hit that and like throw me money, I won't be mad at you. In fact, I might actually just love you more. You could do that.
I definitely will love you more. My love is it has a huge deterministic transactional component. You can purchase my love. And the way you can find out how true that is by buying super chats. So yeah, you got to embrace it. Just to embrace
it fully. Yeah,
I'm broken inside.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming. We will see you again next week. And remember, always, fuck ICE, abolish and prosecute. Bye.
Hell yeah.